success.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to your favorite podcast, The Ain't Shit Show, the home of booze, views, and unpopular opinions. I want to thank you all for joining us for episode 142. This is where B Hill would say, yeah. My name is Fresh, and I'm one half of the Pod Gods. And with me, I have the best man in all the podcast land, my right-hand man, Mr. B Hill. What's up, y'all? As you can hear, our intro is sounding a little bit different. We had some technical difficulties with this episode. And even though this sounds a little odd and it does not sound like our normal intro, I promise we worked out the kinks and we'll get you right back into the normal course of conversation. So sit back and listen to episode 142 and thank y'all for listening. I was gonna ask, what you doing for Memorial?
Oh yeah, my mom's birthday is on Friday, actually this Friday. So
Gemini season. Shout out to Mom. Gemini season.
Sure. Yeah, I hate May. I'm so tired of May. This shit is like Christmas part 2. Like literally everybody I know has a birthday today.
I told you it's definitely birthday season in my family.
And Mother's Day and all that shit. But So yeah, I'm taking her. White dude I work with, he got a 3-bedroom condo and shit at the beach that he doesn't even live in a lot of the times and shit, or he does. And so I was like, he's gonna be in St. Martin. I was like, bro, you mind if I, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you some money, just goddamn $300 to let me and his family stay there for the weekend. He was like, shit. He was like, I honestly don't even want to charge you that. He was like, but I'm only charging you to clean it before and after. And I was like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we going to Emerald Isle for the whole weekend, like Friday through Monday and shit. I have not spent that mad long time with my parents in a very long time, so we will see how that works.
So this is going to be an experience.
It might be coming back on Sunday. Just, I might be like, hey, bro, just keep that shit. I'm ready to come home.
Listen, I was having a conversation about, I like coming home. I like visiting. I like the fact that every time I see my family, it is a limited time event, and that's what keeps our love alive and thriving and why I'm the favorite person that they like to see coming. You know what I'm saying? And they get sad when they see me going, but that's only because I feel like they don't have access to me.
Yeah, absence makes
on a daily basis. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I like it that way. You know what I'm saying? I like when we see each other. It's always, good vibes and I miss you and things like that versus they always around each other and getting on each other's nerves. And it's just human nature.
You want to hit the side button on the motherfucking shit. Like when they call you, like, shit. You look at your phone like, damn, I don't feel like talking to your ass. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, thing about me, I will hit a side button.
Oh yeah,
so
I hate that motherfucking
not about to ruin my peace. Nobody. Sure. Like you're not about to ruin my peace.
Yeah, call you back
if I'm not in that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like people just be ready. Like people hit you off the, hey, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I ain't want shit. Then what's up, bro? I'm just so not like a chit chatty person. Like just for us to be hearing each other's voices. Like, I'm just not that person. Like, I'm cool with a catch up. I'm good with a talking with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? Like, and then we can get into the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes like those just manifest themselves into conversation, like just by calling somebody, what the fuck you got going on, nigga? You ain't talking about shit.
Listen,
shit, just reaching out to you. And
not if I don't talk to you if you're somebody that I'm in communication with on a regular basis. Yeah. No, ain't shit changed in the past 2 days besides the bullshit.
What about a couple weeks though? Like if I ain't talked to you in like 2-3 weeks, maybe even a month, and I just call you like, damn, what up? Like if I didn't talk to you on a like text basis and I just call you to kick it with you, say for example, like you wouldn't answer the phone type shit.
I answer it, then I'll be like, what's up?
Shit. Ain't no more shit, but there you got going on.
Yeah, I'm watching this show. I'm gonna hit you back. Like, I ain't got to hear your voice, keeping it a band. Like, I don't want to just hear your voice. Like, if you like, oh, it's something I want to tell you or a topic you want to discuss, like, I can take that you have like an initial agenda and then we move into like the bullshit, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be. But if it's just you bored and you want, cause some people love being on the phone. Like, some people that's just what they do. Like, that's just their pastime. Like, my mom could be on the phone from the time she wake up to the time she go to sleep. And she could talk to literally the same people every day. She talked to the same family members every day. She did that. Like, that's what they do. And I personally feel like my time is always being taken up with something. No matter what it is, I feel like my time is always being taken up. And I'm not saying that my time is being taken up in like a negative way. But it's just, for me, I feel like it's limited time for me to just sit, be with my thoughts and kind of like chill out without the shit that's going on like in the rest of the world or like the menial shit in everybody's, you know what I'm saying, life. Like, I don't need to know you went to the Costco and they got motherfucking, you know what I mean, pizzas on sale and like, I'm not really that person. I'm not saying I'm going to cut you off. But when you talk to people and you have relationships with people and you kind of know what niggas about. You know what I'm saying? They don't want shit. The people who gonna hit you that don't normally hit you. Right. But I just kind of feel like if you really want something, you'll be like, yo, I called you, or hey, can you hit me back? We need to talk about something. If you hit me like, yo, I called you 3 days ago. Oh yeah, you didn't say nothing else. You didn't leave no message. You didn't text nothing. What you want? Oh, I ain't want shit. Then why the fuck is you holding me to task to hear my fucking voice? Yeah, that's just not me, B. Like, I think I've become a text person for sure. I'd rather talk to you on text. Like, I don't know. I think because majority of my day is talking. My hobbies involve talking. My pastime involve talking.
I feel like, customer service.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that, that talking is something that has benefited me, but it's kind of like, all right, time to shut that shit down. It's kind of like, somebody described it well. Like, you don't feel like being on. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. I don't feel like being on all the time because when you talk to somebody, you got to be on. You got to adjust whatever they want to talk about, whatever. Even if they ain't talking about nothing interesting, you got to act like you're interested. It just take like a lot of energy to kind of be on when you're not really in the mood to be on. Right. So, I get it for the people who are, kind of like me. But listen, when I'm on, I'm on. But I don't feel like nobody can say they have actually needed me and ain't, you know what I mean? I'll hit back or, you know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be, or like really needed some advice or something like that. Then yeah, I'm going to just talk to you. But I also know the people who just be like, I ain't doing shit. What you doing? I ain't doing shit. What you cook? I cooked some motherfucking chickens and this, that. Ooh, I cooked that last week. Like, nah, I'm not really that person.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's nothing. I still love you. I love you all. I love all my people. If I talk to you, if you got my number, I fucking love you. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me, holla at me. Memorial. So, Memorial, I'm going to Mexico. That's why we're recording early. That's why y'all get these jewels early and, send y'all into y'all Memorial weekend as y'all driving to whatever places that y'all may be driving to or flying to. Me and B Hill giving y'all this, somewhat early podcast, but I'm going to, Mexico and then I'm going to DC. So the birthday tour has definitely started. I told B Hill today, or I asked B Hill the other day, like, okay, we celebrating, we going into the weekend, my birthday coming up. I just want us to have fun this episode. So
I'm going into the weekend on Monday.
My weekend start Wednesday.
Nice. Monday.
My weekend starts Wednesday. But you know, niggas be going on vacation. Niggas be turning up. You know what I'm saying? Sure. My birthday actually falls on Memorial. So y'all welcome. Y'all all get to celebrate my birthday and be off work. Make sure y'all think about me. Feel free.
That's what, the 30th, right?
31st. 31st, the last day of the month. Huh?
Monday.
Yeah,
Monday, right?
Monday.
That's Monday. Right.
Yeah, Memorial is always on the last Monday of the month of May. It's always on the last Monday. So depending, you know, it always falls. My sister's birthday is around Mother's Day. Her birthday is May 11th. So she always get her shit caught up in like Mother's Day sometimes. Yeah, depending on how that shit falls. My homeboy shit is on May 9th. Two of my homeboys and then my homegirl shit is on May 8th. So like, he was riffing about this shit too. Like, man, I'm tired of spending my fucking life. He was like, I got to spend bread on my birthday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that shit was whack, but you know, what can you do? Shit, at least your shit ain't on Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah, cause it could be very worse. If your shit was on Christmas.
My kids shit is on Christmas.
Yep. I remember a friend of mine, her son's birthday 2 days before hers or whatever. And when it was a countdown for her giving birth, I was just like, me not being a mom was like, oh, that would be dope if y'all shared the same birthday. And she was like, no, the fuck it won't.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I said the same shit when I had my kids, because my kids was technically supposed to be born like in March or some shit. My shit is like April, so I was like, yeah, they might be born on my birthday. She was like, shit, you can have that shit, fuck that. Like, that's a good point. I don't want to share my birthday with nobody.
Yeah, she was like, hell no, I don't want my birthday now to be, I don't get many days. Like, I don't want my birthday to be somebody else's birthday and shit. So
my best friend, his, my bad, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like, so her son's birthday is like 2 days before hers. So she still can't really avoid it, but it's better than being on like her actual birthday and shit. So I get it.
My homeboy shit, his son's birthday is May 30th. May 30th and shit. He was like, I can't never fucking go nowhere for fucking Memorial Day. Like, he was like, never. Like, it's no Memorial Day for me. Like, unless he go with me type shit. Unless you just do it on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Memorial Weekend is the whole weekend. You know what I mean?
If you shared the same birthday, like with your children, at what age do you think you would get to a point where you feel like comfortable telling them like, bruh, we celebrating your birthday, you know, a couple days early or whatever, but I'm doing this for my birthday. Like, do you think it's a certain age where you can break that off and be like, they understand?
They probably gonna want to do their own thing too. I guess, I don't know. That's hard to say because, you know, it might be a family tradition that everybody just spend their birthday together. Like, you party in the day and daddy and them go party at night type shit. I don't know, man. Yeah. That shit whack. That shit was whack.
You know, like, the more I think about it, the whacker
that shit would be the fucking worst. Like, yeah.
You just went to Puerto Rico. How was that? How was Puerto Rico?
That shit was amazing, bro. That shit was... Like, I literally didn't do shit but smoke weed, a lot of weed, drank a lot of
good weed.
Alcohol,
was it good weed?
Gas, pure tea gas.
You got it there? Or somebody muled it in?
Nah, I was gonna mule it, but it's legal there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a dispensary and shit. So I was like, man, fuck it. And then it was literally a dispensary right across the street from my shit. So I just asked the dude to go in there and buy me some bud. He came back out with some fucking fire. So what
was the prices? Prices regular? More or less,
like a $1.50 for a half. You know what I'm saying? So
half ounce. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
And we smoked that motherfucker. I tried to bring it. I had like 3 grams, but I was supposed to bring some shit back. But I got to the damn airport and they had like a USDA check, and I'm thinking that they checking the whole bags and pulling that shit out. They just put that shit through a scanner and shit. So I ended up throwing the bud away. Like, oh shit,
damn,
catch me for 3 grams of bud.
Facts.
And then that shit, they were just looking for fruit.
They do be looking for fruit and shit,
man. These niggas just looking for fruit, man. You know what I mean? But nah, that shit.
Did you give it away, or you just disposed of it?
I just threw it away in the trash. I was in the airport, like I couldn't.
Damn,
just pass it off. Yeah, I couldn't pass it off.
Motherfuckers are giving me mad weed in Jamaica. Like, I can't take this with me. Again, the weed was trash in Jamaica, but still, like, people was giving away like mad weed. Like, I'm leaving. I can't take it with me. Like, you want some free weed? I had on my birthday hat. somebody bought me that said it's my fucking birthday. So people just come up like, you want some weed? Here, I got weed. You smoke? Here goes some weed. Like mad people came up like, here goes some weed. I don't even know if weed is legal in Puerto Vallarta.
I doubt it. I don't know. But that shit legal in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is super dope though. We was super drunk. It was like, that shit was so fucking lit though. Cause like everybody in the world is going to Puerto Rico. Like I personally have known probably 20 or 25 people that have gone before me. In addition to me, like we were in Puerto Rico and that shit was jumping, man. That shit was like jumping. That shit was fucking dope, yo. Like San Juan is a fucking dope ass city. Like it's beautiful. It's fucked up at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally sat on the beach for like 5 hours one day and just literally like an empanada lady came around and shit.
Fat.
She saved the day. Niggas was drunk and high and shit and like had been out there about 3 hours. She came through with a goddamn, I don't know how these shits was hot because it was just a basket that she had and some towels on top of the shit. This shit was hot as a mother. Like that shit had just came out the grease. It was wild. She was walking on the beach, her and her husband. They had hot sauce, taking shots of hot sauce and shit. Shit was crazy, man. Like,
empanadas are so fucking good. I mean, nigga, empanadas, beef patties, same shit. Like
they better than beef patties though. Them shits right there. Like she had some spinach and mozzarella shit, and then she had like a chicken one. Man, that shit, man. I walked her ass down the second day because she came back the second day. Like we was like, yo, make sure you come back tomorrow and shit. And like right when we was about to get in the water and shit, my old lady seen like, there she goes. She had the far end of the beach. I seen her from me and my homeboy walked all the way down there because niggas was hawking her ass. But nah, that shit was dope, man. I would highly recommend San Juan. San Juan is super dope.
I've never been to Puerto Rico, so I would definitely
go to Puerto Rico. That shit is dope. That shit is super.
Is the shit dope. All repaired from when the shit was fucked up?
It's repaired, but not all the way. That's what I was gonna say. It's mad schools. Like it's wild because like post hurricane. Like first off, the gas is 78 cents, so that shit is wild. That's the first wild.
You wanted to drive somewhere just cause,
nigga. 78
Can
cents.
I get something to go?
The streets is trash though. And the way the motherfuckers drive is wild. Like them niggas drive crazy. Like you got the goddamn Bogart and aggressively drive and shit. But nah, that shit dope though. It's beautiful. You know what I mean? I had some amazing food, some amazing drugs, some amazing alcohol and shit. I mean, the alcohol wasn't amazing. It was just alcohol, but just like in cooperation with everybody and shit. Like, and all my people went shit. It was mad at us, and we just all collectively had a good ass time with no interruptions. And
That's
shit.
Good. That's
shit
good.
Was super dope, and we ain't had nothing to do. Like, so we literally I was just relaxed as fuck. Like literally
with your socks on.
Yeah, I had just walked on the beach. I took them shits off. But yeah, like I was high as hell. Like we had found the bud as soon as we got there. Like as soon as we checked in, like we had found some bud and like goddamn smoke and shit. You know, because I seen the dispensary right across the street. So I just asked the dude to grab me some. Like as soon as we was checking into our hotel and shit. So
did you need a card or something to get it? Why you send somebody? Because he had a card.
You gotta have a medical card. Like the medical card in the States is good. Like wherever. Like if you from whatever, and you have a medical card, you would be good, but I don't have one, so I was like, fuck that shit. But but it was just, man, gotta be looking out. You know what I'm saying? Like we just boom. As soon as I like intercepted the dude, I just seen the shit. I seen the weed sign. I was like, oh shit. All over, I was like, man,
I want to see a weed sign.
Yeah, that shit was just like a weed sign on the building and shit. You know what I mean?
Weed
like,
here.
Oh, shit. Like it was a cannabis leaf. You know what I mean? So I was like, shit, nigga.
So I'm supposed to go to Vegas. I'm supposed to go to Vegas in a couple weeks. So this will be my first time in Vegas since we've been legal.
Go to Planet 13.
Go where?
Planet 13.
Hey.
It's the world's biggest dispensary.
Okay.
It's like a Target. It's the size of a Target with weed in it.
So I haven't.
Did you hear what I said?
I haven't been. Well, I've been to California, but I've never been to a dispensary. I haven't been to Vegas since it became legal.
It's a Target, the size of Target, with bud in it. Nothing but weed and bud tenders and shit. They got a bar. Like, why do you have a bar? Like you can get weed, beer, and shit. Shit's fire.
Nice. I definitely want to go to Puerto Rico though. I've never been to Puerto Rico. I want to go to Puerto Rico. What is the drink like? So because I'm going to Puerto Vallarta, it's just sinking into me like really about the tequila of it all. Like that's not something I was really thinking about. I was like, somebody was like, "Yeah, you ready to drink all this tequila?" I was like, "Damn, fire ass tequila." I forgot. Like I didn't think like. when I went to Jamaica, I was just like, it didn't sink in to me that I don't really like reggae music. I mean, I like Jamaica, but I don't like reggae music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gets annoying.
Yeah, I'm not really down for it. And then I was just like, oh, I didn't take into consideration the tequila of it all. Now, I'll drink tequila. Don't get it twisted. I'll drink tequila, but tequila is just a different kind of beast. For me, it turns you into a different person.
Make you want to build houses and shit.
Shit. Tequila, listen. If you ever want to kiss me, give me tequila.
Oh, shit. Like, this nigga done gave you the date rate secret.
Right. The date rate secret. It won't go that far, but you might get extra human contact that you didn't know was available.
Nigga said, if you want to kiss me,
give me some tequila, bro.
That's funny.
Tequila activates something else. You know what I mean? What's the drinking Puerto Rico? It's rum? That's what I was going to say. It's rum.
That's what the Bacardi factory is. Nigga,
I was
so fucked up the night. The first night was fucking great because it was some nigga on the corner like juggling fire and shit.
Some nigga juggling fire.
And then I got this like pina colada, and I don't even really fuck with pina coladas like talking about. But listen, man, this motherfucker was on the side of the street, on the side of the CVS. In San Juan, right by the beach, and he had a card table, and he had mad fucking like all shapes and sizes of fucking pineapples and shit. Meaning that he got a damn pineapple tree somewhere in his close proximity, and he had mad mangoes. And he was like, "I make you a mango." He was like, "I make you a mango and pineapple pina colada and shit, fresh fruit, like grinding that shit up right there on the shit. Got ice, got a little bit of coconut. You know what I'm saying?" And then this motherfucker had some Puerto Rican like hooch, moonshine type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that shit was in a water bottle. And I was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm about to get it. He gave me like 4 shots and shit. Gave me like big ass guy. It was like basically like a smoothie and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a pina colada smoothie, man.
You got wavy as fuck.
I drank that shit, man. I fucking got wasted. And he told me, he was like, praise God. Thank you, God. Like he just kept saying, thank you, God. And he was like, it starts slow, but it come on fast. And I was like, what the fuck? All right. But the shit tastes when I tell you this shit tastes so good.
I believe it just with all that fruit alone.
Nigga,
and it's probably masking the taste of the hooch.
Man, that motherfucker, man. And the hooch was so goddamn smooth, man. That shit, boy, listen, man. I had poured, like, cause my homegirl, she bought the shit for me and shit, cause she had it in the pineapple. I wanted mine in the plastic cup.
You didn't want no pineapple?
Nah, I would, but she country as fuck. She like, she's fucking crazy. She like, I just ain't never had no pineapple before. You know what I'm saying? I want the whole
I understand. Thing. She said she wanted to do a pineapple. YOLO, post-COVID.
Like,
I ain't never did a pineapple.
Cup. She was like, I don't care. I just want the pineapple so I can put this shit on Instagram.
That sound like niggas too.
That's my
nigga, for the gram. Like, I want to put this shit on Instagram.
She's one of the funniest people I ever met. But,
nice.
So we walking up and down the street, shit. We go to the casino. They got a casino up there and shit. Come back. And, when I'm walking back, that shit just jumped on me, man. Like,
that shit just jumped on me. I'm going to use that one.
Shit was like, and that shit was really like,
cause that's accurate.
Like, that shit just jumped on me. I'm telling you, like, with the weed and everything, goddamn, I had smoked, and we had been eating like hell and shit. And I was walking like hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, I don't be walking. I mean, I be walking at the crib, but I don't be walking to party and shit. That shit was like, cause there's so much shit that you could walk for goddamn 20, 30 minutes and still be, you know what I'm saying? Like, in a happening town, like, part of the town and shit.
From the couple shots that I saw from your Instagram, it gave kind of like South Beach.
It's South Beach, where we were at, that specific spot. But they got like, we went to some shit called what's that shit? La Placita. It was like a little, four square block. I should have recorded that shit. That shit was dope. But it was just, man, like COVID at nighttime.
COVID.
I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers was out there like deep and shit. So that shit was just kind of wild. But, we went during the day and shit. The food was excellent. Like, I had some amazing seafood.
Yeah.
But they so strict on their curfew and their mask and shit like that. Like, you know, shit closed down at 11 out that bitch, which was cool too, though. Cause like, we was relaxing. Like, it won't like, you know what I'm saying? You can go crazy and be raging and shit till 3, 4 in the morning, which I normally probably would have did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least once or twice out that time. You know what I'm saying? But
how many days were y'all there?
Thursday through Monday. I was just coming back.
That was a good little time.
Last week this time. Yeah, it was perfect. It was like perfect amount of time. We weren't in no rush of shit. You know what I'm saying? We went to Old San Juan. my homegirl, she a stud and shit. But like, this Puerto Rican nigga was on her, like, he loved her shit. Like, he was just macking, like, G-macking like a motherfucker, just trying to get her. Shit was funny as fuck. But, we had a good
He didn't do the Ricky Romance on her. He couldn't roll his tongue enough to get her to buy in.
Rico Suave and shit. But it was funny because she didn't recognize the shit. She was totally off. Like, she ain't even peeped at and shit. And I was like, we just start fucking with it because everybody, it was a running joke or whatever. Yeah. But, Old San Juan is dope. That shit is dope, man. It's just a beautiful city. It's all on the water and shit. Like, they got the downtown shit dedicated to Christopher Columbus. You know what I'm saying? Because he was, he was the first one who founded that shit. He brought like all the people from Spain and shit, like all that. That's how,
crazy how you can find some shit that other people were already there, but cool.
Yeah, for sure. But, they got like, like they call him Cristobal or some shit. Like, it's Cristobal or something. Like, it's a big ass monument right in downtown San Juan and shit. But, and they saw like the little forge and shit that he, first came on and shit like that. That shit was pretty dope.
So you said all of it was not, repaired, yet. What did the areas look like that were in ruin? And was it everything, or is it just like, it might be a building up and a building down right beside it, or like how did it look?
Some shit was just abandoned. Like, it was just like school. The majority of the things that I saw were schools. Like, it was mad schools that weren't back operable. Like, big ass buildings tagged the fuck up with mad graffiti on in the middle of the city. And then, like, you'll see, like, Popeyes and shit. You know what I mean? And then it was interesting. It's like a third world country. It's definitely not a third world. It's a second world country. But we started laughing because we was like, yo, this shit wild. We was just riding shit. I was like, this nigga Trump was like fucking shooting free throws with fucking toilet paper to these fucking people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did it, and it's a dope people, everybody nice and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool, like, shit was crazy. It's a dope ass city, like, it's just really dope, you know what I mean? Like, it reminds you of Miami, but like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's more of a, I don't know, it's just, it's a different type of feeling.
When I first, looked on your, Instagram, I think it may have been like Thursday or Friday or something.
Yeah, I ain't posting a whole lot.
And when I saw it, like, you were outside, and I think you were near like that CVS or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I said, I was just like, I couldn't see enough, but I was just like, oh, like, I wonder if, like some people like stop in Miami for a couple of days when, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, I thought y'all might have been in South Beach or whatever.
Nah.
Stop. And then I saw something else. I was like, oh, nah, I guess that's how I looked there.
Yeah, it's just real tropical. Like, the water is fucking beautiful. The shit won't even salty like talking about. That shit was dope, man. Like, I would highly recommend Puerto Rico. It was mad fucking women. Like, my homegirl was like, yo, it's literally no niggas out here. Like, and the niggas that is here is gay. Like, for real, like, word up. Like, my old lady was like, man, there's some hoes out this bitch. Like, I ain't tripping. Like, she was like, I don't
hey, y'all got some cool ass wives.
Yeah,
like you, my cousin. I asked my cousin wife where he was at. She was like, probably running around looking at some titties. Yeah. But she was cool with it and shit. But she a white girl
I'm coming to the crib. Like, she with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, her and my homegirl that's a stud and shit, like, they was over there just comparing butts and shit. She was like, yeah, that's right. That's right. Nah, that one ain't right. She was like, yo, I love Tiffany. She over there, motherfucker, we over here comparing butts and shit. And she like giving me the skinny on fat butts and all this shit like that.
Giving me the skinny on fat butts. Hey, that's
dope,
funny.
Man. We had a good time. Like, that shit was, and it was little to no exposure to COVID and shit. We was just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, the pool was lit. The fucking breakfast was lit. I stole breakfast a couple times.
How you steal it? It wasn't all inclusive. Oh,
it was a buffet. So like, they had like this little outside seating. So shit, everybody was just sitting outside. I just sat out too. That shit was fucking $28 for buffet. Fuck that. Like, $28, nigga, for a buffet. Like, it was a good breakfast, but it was $13. I would pay $13.
Listen.
Like, it wasn't no crazy buffet.
One thing about me is unless it's already included, I am to a point where I do not like paying for buffet breakfast.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, like, breakfast is pretty standard and pretty cheap. Sure. You know what I mean? It ain't $30. Mm-mm. Unless you about to have a bunch of smoked salmon and crab cakes and all this other shit for breakfast. But when we talking about like how much it costs to make a fucking pancake.
It was a Marriott.
Bacon. Oh, y'all was at a chain. Got you. Gotcha.
Nah, I mean, it was a nice, that shit was fly though.
Yeah. Marriott Resort.
But nah, they had like, you know, it was a nice buffet, but it definitely wasn't, nigga.
Not $28.
Shit, no. I stole the fuck out of that shit. I sat right there.
Hey, hide in broad daylight. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, just hide in broad daylight.
Hide in plain sight. We was at, cause my homegirl, one of my homegirls, she had already went down there and she had texted the group like, I'm downstairs eating breakfast and shit. So I came down, we drunk. It's like 11. I done took like 3 shots. I done smoked the blunt on the fucking porch and shit. I'm just sitting there. And one of her homegirls, like her cousin was there. She drunk as a bitch. She done drank a whole 5th of Firebird at 7 in the fucking morning.
At what? Of what?
Not Firebird, excuse me.
Fireball. Oh, I was about to say, that's why I was like, of what now? Like, still, that's why I made sure you clarify of what?
Nigga, she drank a 5th of Fireball by like 9. She was fuck slam up.
She like, feeling it.
Nigga, she and sat dad in the sun. She black as shit. Like, she already black. Like, she
hey,
her
I know
whole
I'm
body
gonna be
got
black
burnt
when I
shit.
get back.
This motherfucker is a big girl. She put baby oil on and drunk mad fucking liquor and passed the fuck out at 2 o'clock.
God.
Like, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? She didn't wake up till like 1 that morning. The next one.
My homegirl is
roasted marshmallow out there, bitch.
One of my homegirls is Greek and went on a trip to celebrate, I guess, when they crossed over or whatever, but they pledged in grad chapter. And for those who don't know, grad chapter is when you pledge Greek after you graduated. So you can do it at any point in time, at any age or whatever the case may be. So like her line sisters have a vast age range. You know what I mean? Like when they crossed over together and shit, right? So she went out with her friends and shit. And like the birthday girl, she said, was turning 56, right? So they got bitches that's like 30 to like 60, all hanging together, right? Like all hanging out together. Said she did not make it, bro. Like,
hell no.
Did not make it.
She's fucking 56. Ain't nobody, what the fuck?
You the birthday girl, you gotta push it. it. Like, it was daytime. Like, it was early in the day. She did not make it.
She don't do that shit. What? She don't do none of that. Like, she drinks in the evening. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Like, that is a nighttime relaxing drug. Like, you don't just be doing that shit at 56, like getting fucked up during the middle of the day.
Right, yeah. Listen.
Hell nah. You can't even take a nap, because that shit, a nap, you gonna be fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna take a nap. And then you ain't gonna be able to go back to sleep for a while and shit. Gonna hang up my homeboy.
Rest in your eyes. And then damn rested for
up
real.
On the beach and shit. My homeboy, he got super fucking wasted. Like, my best friend and shit, it was a bunch of us. So it was all different type of personalities. But he never lets us down. He always do some wild shit, like wreck a car or some, like do all type of shit. Fuck a mailbox up, all type of shit. Start throwing up, pass out. He done passed out in the strip club. Just, he never lets us down. So the Friday, this motherfucker was so shit faced. He almost like, he almost drowned a little bit.
He almost drowned a little bit.
He came back up. He was smoking a cigar and shit. And that nigga just started throwing up on the fucking beach like, bro, what the fuck? Like, he just get up and start just throwing up. That shit was crazy, man. First night we was there. It was a fucking blast. Good time.
Listen. I went out. So my birthday, celebration kicked off like this weekend, right? And so, you know, all of y'all who have known me for quite some time, the birthday tour of sorts have become a thing, right? To the point where people are hitting me like, yo, is the tour coming through my city? Like awesome shit like, oh, I know your birthday coming up. What's coming up? What's going on? You coming through? Whatever, right? So like people have hit me about this shit and I'm just like, look, I'll go out, but here are my, you know, cause of COVID, right. Here are my disclaimers and shit, right? So one of my homegirls, took me out this weekend in Atlanta, right? So y'all know I done did shit, but I haven't did shit in Atlanta. Like literally the things that I've done in Atlanta has been in my home, somebody else's home, to go get takeout, to run errands, like shit like that. I've did things other places, but not in Atlanta. And one of the main reasons is because Atlanta never cared about COVID. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was extra, like, I literally haven't been around my own city in over a year, right? So,
no out to eat or nothing.
No, go out. Only take out. Only take out. I told you that I went, like a week or two ago, I went to this rooftop spot. Mm-hmm. That was with someone who, is not from here. You know what I'm saying? So I went to meet them out for drinks at a rooftop spot. So my caveats are, it need to be a patio, it need to be a rooftop, or it need to be an open air concept where it's not overcrowded. You know, where I feel like I got space. You know what I'm saying? Like people ain't on top of each other or whatever, right? So one of my homegirls took me out. We went out Sunday or whatever, and we were trying to find like the rooftop venues and like shit that meet the specifications. And I was just like, you know, I just want to tell you, you know, kind of up front, like if I don't feel comfortable, I'ma leave. So I don't want you to be blown. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, nah, like this shit ain't working. Listen, when I tell you almost everything is packed, like shit is packed. Roofs are packed. Patios are packed. Like everything is packed. You know what I'm saying? And
motherfuckers, I will say a lot of people are vaccinated. You just don't know who is.
See, and that's the thing. It's hard in a city where niggas didn't give a fuck in the first place.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be different if, you know what I'm saying, shit was at 20% and now it's at 60%. Shit always been at 100%. Like all COVID. So even if you didn't have the people that lived in Atlanta, you had people who was coming from other states whose states took better precautions to come visit Atlanta because Atlanta was pretty much open. The entire, I mean, keeping it a band, Atlanta probably closed, and I'm doing air quotes, maybe 45 days, 60 days into the pandemic.
I was going to say about 30.
I wouldn't even be able to argue with you on that.
March, and then that shit was back open by April.
It was open. It was open, especially when, you know, homeboy said that you couldn't put the mask shit in place or require it. And then it was like kind of up to the business to decide if they wanted to require masks. That's
what we at now. We just, that shit just like, we don't got to wear no mask inside no more.
Yeah.
I am, but.
Yeah. And my homegirl I was with, she vaccinated. She masked up too. You know what I mean? She wear a mask everywhere she go. You know, we both masked up, you know, whatever. But like, I went to like 3 different spots. One, I was outside. It was hot as fuck on Sunday, bro. It was hot. It was hot on Sunday. It was in like the mid 90s in Atlanta on yesterday. Oh, it's Monday. We recorded on Monday. It was hot, but I was just like, yo, like, it's crazy because I was just like, listen, I've been in Atlanta for a long time. One thing at this point in time, I'll be here 6 years. One thing about Atlanta, whether you just come to visit to Atlanta, whatever, like Atlanta has beautiful women.
That's a fact.
Atlanta
Puerto Rico
has, you know, Atlanta is one of those places where if you in the city of Atlanta, 8 times out of 10, your bartender gonna be female. Like it's just Atlanta sells sex. Other shit.
That shit is yes.
Atlanta sells sex, right?
It's Sodom and Gomorrah.
It is. And
it's temptation around every corner.
It is. It
for
really
a black person.
It really is. It really is. And you got wealthy like, black people.
You got 50, 60-year-old beautiful black women there.
Facts.
Like,
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. No matter what you into, you got a crowd. You got a crowd for that. You got crowds that are mixed. You know what I mean? Like but my point of all this was, I think all the beautiful people are still quarantining. Cause I was just like, what the fuck? What am I looking at? Like my goal, I told my whole girl, I was like, my goal is to people watch and listen to some music in Atlanta. Because that's, you know what I mean? Like I haven't been able to do that. One of the best things that I love about Atlanta is music. Everywhere I go is music being played. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just want to hear some music and I want to people watch. And I'm looking around and keeping it a band. Like most of the people who were around looked like they were, they looked like they could have been older, but they looked like they were like under 25.
Yeah.
And just out like having a good time, like all over each other. Like they all look like super fucking young. And like, I ain't gonna lie, be like, I've done things, I've hung out with my family, whatever. But as far as going on adventures in Atlanta, my homegirl was like, dog, I think we washed. Cause it was like, we started off at like 3, by like 7, she was like, is it somewhere else you want to go? I was like, nah, I think I'm going to the crib. I think I'm out, bro. I think I'm out.
Yeah, I'm going to get with you. I'm out.
And she was like, nah, I'm with you. Like, I'm with you. I feel like this nigga hit me like, yo, text me when you get to your destination. So I'm like, and let me know you got there. Say, cause we had been drinking, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, text me, let me know you got to your destination. So I hear like, yo, I'm at my destination. She's talking about, and nigga, I'm in the bed. Like, it was like 8. It was like 8 subs. She's like, I'm in the bed, like, I'm washed. I was like, look, we gotta take into consideration that normally when we're at a function, we're able to move around. We're able to migrate. We're able to dance. We're able to two-step. We're able to go in and out the crowd. Really, the places that we were in, we were like sequestered to like our corner. Like staying out the way or at our table or, whatever, staying out the way. So we like stationary. Which can also, like, if I'm not moving and I'm drunk, I'm high, I'm all of these things, bruh, I'm shutting down. If I can't move, I'm shutting down.
I'm old too. On top of that, I'll sit down. Hey, look, when I get comfy, nigga, I'm getting comfy.
Listen, but you know the thing about me, like, I got stamina and I do things, like, all the time, like, I've been on vacation. Listen, when I go home with my family, like, nigga, they staying up 4, 5 in the morning. I gotta go to work the next day. So I know I can do that, but the fact that I'm just like stationary, I was like, hey, I don't know if I can go around, Atlanta.
And shaking, yeah. That's different. Sitting down, that shit, it don't matter what the fuck you normally do. You,
Facts,
3, 4 shots in a blunt.
Facts.
Or a J or some shit. I don't give a damn who you are.
Facts. Like, listen, like, nah, like, I was like, yeah, I need to go. Like, I need to go. Did you listen to the Cole that dropped? I wanted to make sure we talked on
that. Shit came out, yeah. I listened to that shit the whole time.
It don't seem like it had I listened to it and I think it's definitely, solid Cole. I don't know how much playback value it has for me just yet.
Mad times.
But it's Cole, so he always got bars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always got bars, so you can always listen to that. I didn't feel like he got a lot of fanfare. Did it on your end, like what you were saying?
Hell yeah, that shit got mad love. I mean, I live in North Carolina, so.
That's true.
But even despite that, like,
true.
It was mad love. I just seen like mad. He went number 1, like a big number 1 too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? I mean, yeah. And Nicki came out too.
Oh yeah.
Nicki dropped, I don't want to say Nicki came out. Nicki dropped Beat Me Up Scotty.
She released.
Yeah. Which I felt like was a smart move. Because Beat Me Up Scotty was not on most of the streaming platforms. She added like 4 songs to that shit.
Out that shit.
Yeah. So like she dropped that shit. And I personally like, what makes me sad about Nicki is because I don't feel like Nicki has an album you can just press play on and let it ride. And Beat Me Up Scotty is the closest to that for me.
Yeah, I ain't listened to it. I listened to it when it came out originally, but I haven't listened to it.
You should listen to Beat Me Up Scotty and you will appreciate how nice Nicki has always been.
Oh no, I mean I know that.
I know you know Nicki nice. I know you team Nicki.
Hell yeah.
Like me. Like rap wise, we team Nicki.
Yeah, Nicki's the best outside of Lauryn Hill. Nicki's the best female rapper of all time, like easily. Like she's not my favorite, but she's the best. Like
who's your favorite?
But
who's your favorite?
Nah, she's retarded with the rap. Mia X too. Mia X was dope.
But, Mia X better than Nicki? Mia X your favorite rapper?
Nah, I just like Mia X a lot. Foxy Brown's my all-time favorite female rapper. Like,
do you think Foxy in her prime can out-rap Nicki at any point in time?
She made better songs than Nicki. Her Broken Silence is an amazing album.
I can say that. Foxy Brown definitely has albums where I can push play.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
That fucking Broken Silence is shit. Il Nana was fire for what it's
worth. Il Nana was fire. I like China White. No, I think Broken Silence was. I'm trying to think.
Broken Silence was my shit, man. Yeah. She had that, like, that's when she had that, like, mad reggae shit. But
Broken Silence was the last good album. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's when she started thinking she was Jamaican and she was going fucking deaf and shit like that. After that shit
was fire though, bro. She had the shit, the BK shit. That shit was fire. She had the goddamn, I fuck with that shit. She had mad dope shit. Cause that's when she had got locked up out here. She was in Raleigh and got locked up. Like at the nail salon. She done spaz on the nail salon lady and shit.
Yep. That did in fact happen.
That would have definitely been on the Shade Room back in that time.
Facts. I got a hot take. I feel like, first of all, I want to give, and Wayne on my list of niggas I don't really fuck with like that for like personal reasons and his whole Trump shit and his ignorance to what's going on in Black America. But as far as verses, I want to give Wayne props because I feel like that's the best, great Wayne verse that I have.
That motherfucker smoked that shit
in a long time. So shout out to Wayne for that verse.
God
However,
damn, that shit.
My hot take is Nicki washed Drake and Wayne on Seeing Green.
Definitely not. But
you crazy.
She definitely didn't.
Crazy.
Wayne's verse was one of his best verses ever.
Listen, can you, after this pod, can you just go listen to their two verses?
Listen to it 10 times.
Wayne, Drake not even in the running for this.
Nah, Drake smoked his shit for sure.
All right.
Nicki shit was slightly off a little bit. Like it was her punches were a little off. And I know that because
they
were fire, but they were just a little off beat. If you listen to me and my old lady, like her birthday was Thursday. So we got super high on Friday and like was listening to music all day after we ate. And
that's dope. That's dope. Like, couple goals. I like doing shit like that too. Shout out to Tiff.
Yeah, we was just sitting in the car and we were listening. And she was like, "It's dope, but her shit is a little bit off beat. Like her punches ain't like hitting exactly how they supposed to. That's the only thing. But it was dope. It was a dope verse. I listened to that song 10 times. I was high as shit and listened to that shit Friday. Cause like I ain't heard Wayne rap like that in so long. You know what I mean? That was a fire ass song. So, but Nicki verse was hard though.
Listen. Sure. Nicki had the best verse. I'm willing to stand by that. I'm willing down that hill. Nicki washed Drake and Wayne.
She definitely did.
She definitely watched Drake and Wayne. On that, I felt like that verse from Wayne was a decent verse. I mean, I'm sorry, Drake. I feel like the verse from Drake was a decent verse.
Fire, nigga.
That shit was a decent verse. But if we line it up, Wayne, Drake, Nicki, rate them in order. So I'm assuming you going
Wayne, Drake, Nicki.
You going Wayne, Drake, Nicki.
For sure.
And I'm going Nicki, Wayne, Drake.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like Drake had to come harder. He had to come harder to compete with the first. Listen, you gotta compare him to what he being compared to. You can't just be like he got a great verse.
That nigga said, I'm trying to run the country like Putin, but I ain't Russian. Like, he said, but the shit, man, that nigga was smoking that shit, bro. Like,
nigga, you in the All-Star game. You're with all the greats right now. You're with all the greats right now. So the shit where you would have smoked on your feature with somebody else or whatever.
That shit. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that shit was mad crazy wordplay, all type of slick shit.
Are you hearing what I'm saying though? I'm saying the Drake verse was good.
Hold on one second.
But in the company.
I love you. See you in the morning.
Wait a minute. I got to put an added point. 0-0. Hey, 0-0. I'm going to just come in All right. So if you listen to, you can bring us back in right here. So if you listen to the verses bar for bar for bar, like, I done listened to that shit. First of all, I feel like the best way to listen to music is high. You hear every instrument, you hear every punchline, you hear every beat drop. I prefer some type of headphones.
Headphones is cool, but I
feel like the music going directly into my brain with the headphones.
That's how I be listening to a lot of shit, but like when I'm in the car, that shit is nothing cause my shit be hitting, so like that shit sound perfect. Like, nah.
And you probably got a better sound system in your car than me too. Cause then you say you got like some bullshit or something in your Lexus.
Yeah, the Bose is, I think it's Bose speakers, I believe. Yeah, that shit hit. But I just always like music in the car, period, though. Like, I just like riding the music. That shit is my shit. Like, that shit is super therapeutic for me.
I like riding the music too, especially when I can rap or sing it. Like, that's why I don't, like, people be asking me, like, how I be road tripping and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'll drive somewhere. Most time when I'm driving somewhere is to North Carolina or to, rarely, and I go to like DC or whatever, but 3.5, I got 6 hours in me. I can drive anywhere up to 6 hours. Other than that, I can't do it. But like, you get a good song.
Oh yeah.
You can sing. That's why I'm just like, they be like, oh, I'll ride with you to keep you company. No, I don't need no company, fam. Like, I don't need no company because I like riding by myself. I mean, I'm not saying if you going with me, but you ain't got to go on my behalf is what I'm saying. Like, you ain't got to go nowhere to keep me company. Because like, when you ride with other people, you got to worry about them, what they want to listen to, their temperatures, when they want to eat, when they want to pee. You know what I mean? Whatever. Yeah. When you by yourself, you turn on some shit. Probably 70% of the time, I'm probably listening to a podcast though, keeping it a band. But the rest of that, find your good album. I like finding an album like I ain't listened to in a long time. Mm-hmm. Let that bitch ride out. Have your whole fucking concert.
I got so much music, I just be hitting random on my shit, like random, and that shit just be like a damn surprise every time.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I got a lot of like different playlists for like a lot of different moods and like shit like that. Put that shit on shuffle, let it ride.
Me and my homegirl, we was in Puerto Rico, we was battling, we had a versus battle, like we was like DJ battle and shit on that. We had like our little speakers and shit. We was on the beach like fucked up, and, like we had a versus battle.
Who won? I know you're gonna lie and say you. Who won?
It was like, it started off like 1-on-1. Like, I play a song, she play a song.
Yeah.
And then like, I started cheating and shit. So I play a song and then like I bring another song in and like play like 2. And she be like, that shit ain't fair. And then I played like a third. And I was like, all right, you go.
Was y'all staying in a specific genre or mood or anything? Just like, best song?
Just best song. We just back and forth for shit. Shit was fire, man. Motherfucker played some Gina Thompson and some goddamn Corporation and smoke. She had me a little set. Yeah, shit was fire. We was drunk as shit. I was sore as a motherfucker because like I was dancing in the sand and shit.
Bro, why don't we have video of you dancing in the sand?
Like, this shit was crazy, man. Like, I woke up like, goddamn, why am my damn legs sore? Like,
do you take a lot of pictures and videos and shit on trips?
Not really. I mean, we took mad pictures, but I don't like, not really. I ain't really had my phone in my hand like that. Like, I was just chilling, man. Like, besides playing music and shit, I won't video and shit like that. Like, nah, not really.
Listen, so like I'm a big like video person, whatever. Not to the point where I'm not enjoying my trip. But when I tell you, like, when you look back on your life and think about all the dope shit you did, it's so much shit that you forgot happened, that you won't think of again. And like, the great thing and the annoying thing about all these apps now and about iPhone and like shit like that, it'll remind you of shit that you did. Right. And so I'll be looking at shit like, yo, I forgot that even happened. Like, I got a picture of, my 2016 birthday, and it was, we went to Top Golf. Like, I had like a Top Golf birthday. Like, I forgot all about that shit, bro. Like, I was just like, if you would have asked me what I did on my birthday in 2016, I would have been like, I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I just don't be, I guess cause I'm like not a phone, like I don't be doing that shit naturally.
Right.
Really I don't do that shit in life, period. Like, I don't record a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take pictures and shit here and there. I got mad dope pictures and shit, but, yeah, I like other people I be with, you know what I'm saying? Like, but my old lady don't even really take videos like talking about. She got some good videos of the kids and shit, but like more times than not, like, I don't be, doing mad videos and shit.
Yeah. But I mean, they definitely help.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely got to get on it, especially, we in the times where you don't got to have them in a big ass bin. So that's my thing. I'm just like, I got all these pictures. If you got an iPhone, you got fucking iCloud, and you got a million years of pictures on that shit. I mean, like, damn, like, outside of like being reminded, I don't have like that big tub or that box or whatever like your grandma and them had with like pictures in them because they were so rare.
You should print them shits out.
It's dope. So many. No, I print pictures from time to time because Walgreens is really, really cheap, guys. You can normally get pictures for like fucking 5 cents a picture. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like some
Shutterfly. Shutterfly, you can just upload them bitches right online and bitches send them to you.
Yeah. So, yeah. And you could do that. You can definitely do that with Walgreens too. And they have normally I'm sure it's a Walgreens near y'all, unless you stay in West Bubblefuck somewhere. You can get them or they can mail them to you, but they're always pretty cheap. So when people be tripping out like about my shoe closet and shit, like, you even took the time to take all these pictures and put them on the shoe boxes. I'm like, bruh, pictures cost a nickel. And it's going to save me so much time because all you see is orange boxes or gray boxes or black boxes. I don't know what's in these shits. Print out your pictures, guys. Print out pictures when you can, because shit, it just brings back the memories. Before we move on, we was talking about like, music and shit. So, Bow Wow and Soulja Boy about to have a versus. Any thoughts on that before you go into Black Facts?
I be forgetting my Black Facts.
I be forgetting my Black Facts.
Hold on, I got you. But no, I want to see that shit. Damn,
I think that Soulja Boy and Bow Wow is probably the verses I never knew I wanted. But
I'm definitely watching.
When I think about like Bow Wow, especially young Bow Wow, and then Soulja Boy, I'm wondering if they each have 20. Yeah, but I know that Soulja Boy has songs that I don't think of. I do know that.
Bow Wow got 20 for sure. Bow Wow? That nigga been out since like he was 9. Like he was making music.
He stopped making hits at like 20 though.
Yeah, so he got 20 songs within 12, 13 years.
But
he
see,
got remixes, all type of shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like, when you play
like Leave Your Man at Home, he got verses on that shit. I forgot.
He can play other people's shit too.
Yeah, that
well, I already got Bow Wow kind of over Soulja Boy anyway, but I was just like, that's interesting. I think a Bow Wow Soulja Boy versus makes way more sense than a Bow Wow Romeo versus anyway. How many songs Romeo got? I don't remember Romeo lasting very long. He just came out when Bow Wow came out, and they had like a 2-year span of time where they were a similar age, little guys, rapping, Master P's son. So I'm just like, Romeo ain't got 20. That's why Romeo don't want to do a versus. Romeo definitely don't have 20, bro.
He definitely got 4 songs.
Maybe. He could definitely do a 4-for-4 versus.
What the fuck is my Cinco de Mayo shit?
Oh yeah, you do. Just go off the top of the dome. You know it. You ain't got to read it.
Yeah. Back on Cinco de Mayo, an untold, I wanted to read it specifically verbatim though, cause, but basically long story short, while I try to continue to pilfer through my fucking phone, Cinco de Mayo, originally, black people, the Haitians? See, that's why I need to read that shit. That shit pissed me off. But
all
anyway,
right. Go ahead. You want to read it? You want to find
Mexicans,
you want me to put
we helped the Mexicans win their fucking independence. And it wasn't like they killed mad white people that day. Like we killed mad white people that day. And like, it'd be funny because white people be celebrating that shit. But I guess it's no different from all the shit that we celebrate.
Facts, because we just want to get drunk.
Yeah, for sure. But like, pretty much we were instrumental, like in all things that we assisted and helped, the Mexicans overcome their oppressors, even though we haven't done that for our own selves. That was on Cinco de Mayo. So like when black people say like you shouldn't be celebrating Cinco de Mayo, they don't even know, because Cinco de Mayo is actually the reason. Here we go. Bow. Cinco de Mayo is based on the Battle of Puebla, where historians hide the fact that this battle was fought and won by mostly free black slaves who were living in maroon colonies in Mexico. It says that was the short of it, but so yeah, we can do your Googles on that. And Cinco de Mayo is actually for black people, so it should be Cinco de Negro.
Yeah, I was thinking Negro de Mayo.
Yeah, I'm fucking with that shit. Negro de Mayo.
Cinco de Negro.
Yeah, like five niggas.
Niggas help y'all do that shit. No, when you sent that to me, I was like, oh wow, like I never knew. But I was in fact one of those people who thought Cinco de Mayo and the Day of the Dead was the same until like 2 Cinco de Mayos ago. But even though I know it's not the day of the day. I never knew that black people, once again, being magic and always helping other niggas out.
Yeah.
We hope y'all get y'all freedom, because I haven't heard no Mexicans trying to make sure we knew that. They wasn't telling us that.
Nah, they probably don't know.
True.
They don't know.
That is very true. Like black
History's
people
told foul, but I'm as wise as the old owl. That's what Nas said.
Yeah. Yeah. Nas. Shout out to Nas.
That nigga's fucking. If you go back and just like recite some of Nas shit, that should be making mad. And like, if you listen to and recite "I Rule the World," that was in "I Rule the World." As a matter of fact,
yeah,
like that was a fucking crazy song.
My issue with Nas was never that Nas couldn't rap.
Oh, yeah,
my issue with Nas was I didn't feel like Nas could always make entertaining music. Like he could get very, very preachy at times. And when you're not in that mood to be preached to, you know, that's where Nas used to lose me. Cause I like the motherfuckers like hoes that can, you know, hide the medicine in the candy. And you know, from the bars and shit, but you still having a good time. Let's rock out to this shit. Who was that? So Fat Joe said DJ Khaled was the Quincy Jones of today. What do you think about that?
Nah. Quincy Jones, I mean, there can be some parallels, but nah. Quincy Jones was like...
I don't even see the parallels for real.
Well, Quincy Jones used to be like a whole fucking saxophone player and shit, or some type of trumpetist.
Yeah, Quincy Jones was great. I get it.
Yeah, and then so was DJ Khaled in terms of DJing. Like DJ Khaled is a hell of a DJ. So he can
mix records. He can.
Yeah, he's actually very nice, like super nice.
And that's how you get compared to Quincy fucking Jones, because you can scratch a fucking record.
You just gotta. I mean, scratching the record is an art. Like, if everybody
listen, Quincy Jones can play multiple instruments. He has produced multiple great albums. He has fucking produced Thriller.
He was only a trumpet. He ain't really produced. He didn't do all that.
He produced. I just feel like ability to bring a bunch of fucking already superstars together don't take much talent. Cause these not good songs. DJ Khaled last two albums was
not true.
Trash.
DJ Khaled can perform for 15 minutes, 15, 20. DJ Khaled can do a verses and smoke niggas. Fuck.
Wait.
Nigga.
First of all, I'm not saying that DJ Khaled has not made good songs. I'm just saying that these past two albums DJ Khaled made was kind of butt.
Albums, okay.
And you got talent. You got talent on top of talent. Ain't no way you come out with trash. And you got all platinum, multi-platinum stars, though.
He got crazy shit, though.
We talking about your past or your present?
I mean, he got crazy shit.
So you honestly, with a straight face, gonna tell me that DJ Khaled should be mentioned in the same breath with Quincy fucking Jones?
But like, no, I didn't say that. But you can't front on Khaled though. Like, I could see why he would say that. I wouldn't agree with him, but I could see it. You can argue it for sure.
I don't think you can argue it. I would love to see who can argue it.
You could argue it. He got mad hits. Like, the nigga got mad hits, and he's wow.
It's not hard to take a Jay-Z and a Beyonce and a Future and make a hit.
I mean, but everybody can't even get Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Future.
So do you have influence or are you a genius?
I mean,
these are two separate things.
So you can't. So
because you cool with people.
You have to have enough. You got to have enough personality in order to be able to get Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Future to do a song.
Okay, we not listening to personality though.
Yes, you are. And he be making beats and he be putting that shit together and shit. I don't know. If he got ideas and concepts for songs and having to sit there and know what, I don't know, man. That nigga's a beast. I mean,
all I'm saying, he got 2 weed plates. Like, they wasn't good albums. You know that last, let's just go with the last album. That wasn't a good album.
He had like 7 songs on that shit. That's all right though.
That's all right?
I mean, when I say all right, that's dope. Like, he got some dope shit. He got some bullshit
shoot
too.
50%?
He got some dope shit up there.
Could you keep your job at 50%? Could you keep your job working at 50%?
Nah, but I mean, it depends though. So if those 50% is making, streaming crazy and making a large amount of money while, the entire body of work costs a certain amount. But if you're
talent is consistent. It sounds like you talking about luck. Like, you was lucky enough to get 7 out of 14 joints.
You say he's not consistent? That nigga's been on for 20 years. We've been listening to Khaled music for forever.
You're popular. Yep. You're popular.
What does that mean?
Popular. So we trying to make it seem like talent and popularity is equal?
He's making the music though. If it's DJ Khaled music and Rihanna and Bryson Tiller come up with wild thoughts and I help produce that and I help facilitate that, that's my song. It's DJ Khaled's song.
So what I'm saying is, just because you're good 50% of the time, does that qualify you as great? Because you're good 50% of the time. Could you operate at 50% is what I'm saying.
Album wise, yeah. If you making hits that are fucking stand the test of time, Rihanna, Wild Thoughts, and fucking Bryson Tiller, who else know? I don't know what album that shit was on.
Exactly.
But I know that goddamn song was fucking went crazy for fucking months on months on months, and he got mad at them shits. Like, that's the thing. Like, okay, yeah, the album, I do a whole body of work. Quincy Jones, he helped do goddamn Mike's very first album that nobody, not Off the Wall, the one before that nobody did that shit. Like, Quincy has some duds. Like, you gonna have hits and misses. Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, when you doing any type of thing in mass production, but Khaled, like, he's definitely not Quincy Jones, because Quincy Jones certainly made Thriller, right? But at the same time, like, we're not like immersed in Quincy Jones' catalog to know what didn't work. Like, he did Tevin Campbell shit. Tevin Campbell ain't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, Khaled got Ace Hood.
Look, granted that we're looking at Quincy Jones' past legacy and Khaled's legacy is in process. So I will give you Khaled's that fact. But I haven't even seen Khaled anything where DJ Khaled should be in the same breath as Quincy Jones. Like, I don't even see a trajectory where DJ Khaled and Quincy Jones ends up on the same wall. I just don't see it.
I mean, if you measure it in terms of, like, you just got to see what the metric system, if you're talking about like number one songs, number one albums and all that shit, which is what people,
I think I'm going with impact on culture. I'm talking about, of course, numbers as well, the numbers that you speak of. I'm just like, I just feel like when we talk about 20 years from now, will a DJ Khaled song hold up like a Quincy Jones song? Most of Quincy Jones' reign wasn't even in our time. The shit that we fuck with Quincy Jones wasn't even in our time.
Every sporting event for the rest of natural life.
Which song?
All I do is win.
Oh yeah, it's an anthem. Yes.
He's got.
Listen. I'm not saying that Khaled ain't getting checks. I'm not saying that Khaled ain't making money. I know Khaled making money. Khaled fat ass selling almond milk. Why would you buy almond milk from Khaled fat ass? So Khaled don't hate
the player. Like, if they had TV readily available, Quincy Jones, I'm sure would have had a fucking almond.
But what I'm saying is I'm not grading Khaled on his ability to be an endorsement person. I'm not grading Khaled's ability on, is he able to entertain us and make most people join Snapchat? Yes, Khaled is popular. Khaled has a personality. That was never my argument.
Music, you got to take from his that he makes good music and has been consistently making good music. He gonna find one or two off a 20 song album. He gonna have 2 or 3 that jump. That's a fact. You can't say he doesn't. You may not know the album, but that nigga Khaled got big hits. I'm so hood. Like, man, he got shit, man. That nigga can rock. Niggas can't do a verse with Khaled. Can you operate at
50%? Can you operate at 50%? Do 50% make you great? That's all. That's my only question. Do 50% make you great?
He has a whole bunch of.
Cause a genius can make output each and every time. Every time. You gonna have more good than bad.
Takes. But nigga, like, so if the good is monumental and earth shattering, like all you do is win. You don't know what album that was.
Wait, are we saying all you do is win is earth shattering, or it was catchy for games, my nigga? It's a lot of shit that played at games that fit the vibe of a game. Sounds like an anthem. Yes.
So if an anthem, like, what are we talking about? Like, anthems mean that they have mainstays in the culture. Like,
Listen, all I do is win. It's games. They win. Of course you play this. So if what you saying, what I'm taking from you is, all right, so all I need to do is make a take me out to the ball game type song. And they gonna play it forever. That don't make me dope.
I'm not saying one isolated event. He got mad fucking hits.
He do have mad hits. I'm not saying he don't have mad hits. My argument is he shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as Quincy Jones because I don't feel like he is even half as talented as a fucking Quincy Jones. That's my whole argument there.
What makes him, but Quincy Jones, people think that Quincy Jones produced Thriller. Quincy Jones didn't produce, he didn't play a fucking chord on fucking Thriller.
What?
He produced it in the Sean P. Diddy Combs way and put people in certain places. So what is the difference in what P. Diddy and these niggas did in comparison to what Khaled did? That's all I'm saying.
What did Khaled do? What did Khaled do besides say you, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Justin Bieber, get on this song?
I got this beat and you should
You're not playing no instruments. You're not doing no concepts.
Nigga. Nobody.
I'm not talking about Puff. I'm talking about Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones didn't play no instruments. He has no producing credit on, he's the executive producer of the album. Yes, but he's not he wasn't playing chords and shit on Thriller, my nigga. That's a fact. He was a producer. Producers don't necessarily mean beat makers. Producers mean arrangers and putting this here and make it sound like this. Play this. Boom. Hit this button. Goddamn, drop the chords out. Drop the strings out. Shit like that. Bring the strings back. That's producing.
All right. So if we had a talent competition and it was DJ Khaled and Quincy Jones doing whatever natural talents that they had, you feel like Khaled would give Khaled would give Quincy Jones a run for his money.
I'd rather hear DJ Khaled DJ than fucking Quincy Jones play saxophone. Or whatever, the trumpet. That's a fucking fact. And so would you. You not be like, yo, we got the Quincy Jones room over this motherfucker where he's playing smooth.
Listen, but here's the thing. I can go hear Khaled anywhere. I can go hear shout out to Sean Fallion. I can go hear my homeboy fucking scratch a record. I'm not saying DJing is the simplest thing, but it's a lot more DJs than Quincy Jones's.
So what would you like to do is what I'm asking. Would you rather go see a trumpet?
If we having a one-time experience, I'm going to see Quincy Jones.
For how long though? Until you hear DJ Khaled over there rocking.
Playing other people's records, my nigga, I can do that. I can do that on my phone. I can do DJ Khaled on my phone. I can be DJ Khaled.
You can't.
I can be DJ Khaled.
He playing his own music. He ain't got to play nobody else's music.
Right.
When he performed at the Beyonce shit, that nigga played all his shit, was rocking.
All right, what's the difference between a DJ Khaled album and a DJ Envy album as far as effort and what had to go into an album?
Doper. Envy albums was trash. He had no hits.
Because
Envy ain't never had no hits.
What is the skill set of a DJ's Khaled that Envy don't have if they both DJs? What do DJ Khaled do that Envy don't do?
He's able to produce music by the tunes of Wild Wild Thoughts, by the tunes of fucking them Drake shits, and I'm on one, and all the nigga got crazy shit, man. If he bring you the beat and be like, you fucking is Fresh, the fucking number one rapper, boom, I got an idea for this song. I want to put Tilly on the shit because Tilly rocking.
This album is wild.
Just say,
already.
For example, Tilly's a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't necessarily the coolest, but y'all might fuck with each other. Boom, yo, meet me at the studio. I got this verse from this person. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Send this verse here. I got an idea for a song. That's producing, my nigga. That's straight producing.
So look. If you go to a Mensa meeting, it ain't gonna be hard to get a fucking grand idea, right? DJ Khaled's walking into a room using his influence of people who are already immensely talented. You don't need a lot of DJ Khaled, my nigga. These people was gonna go regardless if DJ Khaled put Justin Bieber with the baby with Migos.
Nah. He wasn't going to do that. If they did, they weren't going to be what he is. And I'm not not saying I champion all the music that he creates, but for what it's worth, I look at excellence. And that nigga is excellent in doing what the fuck DJ Khaled does, and that's producing DJ Khaled records. They have variants. They sound the same, but they usually have a theme. But that motherfucker be goddamn, he got some shit. Like, he has some shit. That nigga can play 25 songs for sure. He can do a verses with niggas, and it'd be weird because it would literally be with niggas. But this shit is dope though. Like, the songs that he's created, and I don't know what creative control he has completely, but one would imagine if it's his song, at least he's, bringing the beat, bringing the production, bringing the fucking engineers, mixing that shit down and doing whatever he got to do in order to do whatever he got to do. I don't know. I think ain't nobody else did it. I'll say that. Nobody's ever done what he's done. That's a fact.
Listen, I just want to go on record to say I'm not saying that DJ Khaled has not had his. I'm not saying that DJ Khaled is good at what he do. I just want to go on record to say I don't feel like DJ Khaled is nearly as talented as a fucking Quincy Jones. And the last 2 albums that DJ Khaled has made has been like, he's had a couple, but hits. Can you win at 50%? Can you operate at 50%?
Look up the fucking Quincy Jones I bet the Quincy Jones got some, he made Thriller, so he ain't got to make shit else. But like, he dropped the ball with Lil Tevin. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lil Tevin Campbell has some shit, but he ain't had no crazy memorable album. So let me ask you this. How many people got DJ Khaled produced albums besides DJ Khaled? Ace of it. That's it? That's all? I mean, that's the greatness? That's the greatness of DJ Khaled. He got one album. If DJ Khaled was so great, other motherfuckers would be clamoring for a DJ Khaled produced album. You just proved my point. They don't necessarily have to. Just prove my point. He gonna tap you in to work with him. Nigga, if a nigga is popping out here, everybody is using them. Everybody using the same female rappers, everybody using the same rappers, everybody using the same producers. Why? Because they are fucking hot. The features that people got, it's the same ones. It's the Baby, it's Lil Baby, it's City Girls, it's Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean? It's the same ones. Why? Because they hot. Ain't nobody out here clamoring trying to get a DJ Khaled produced album. And we ain't seen nothing from Ace Hood in fucking 5 years. I don't know. I don't know. It's different because his lane and niche is totally different. But we gotta continue to argue. Well, that's DJ Khaled versus Quincy Jones, and I don't even think we fucking wrapped up the Black Facts, but that was B's Black Facts. Let's get into some fucking lit or shit. You ready to get into some lit or shit? Sure. All right, lit or shit is our pop culture segment where we talk about all the fuck shit on your timeline. And hold on, I'm trying to get this down, people. So I've advised y'all at the top of the podcast that we were celebrating. I've had edibles and drinks. That shit done dropped on your ass. Bro, that shit been dropped. Shout out to Sweet Buds. I need to look it up, but that's my homegirl. She actually sell edibles in DC. I have edibles that I actually have had frozen for like a month, like 3 weeks or something like that, specifically to take them to Mexico. I froze some before, and when the joints like thaw out or whatever, they're like perfect, like nothing ever happened. You know, with baked shit can go stale. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So pro tip, you can freeze your edibles and they'll come out. But yeah, she makes some smoking ass joints, and I'm still waiting for these cookies by Tiff or whatever these exotic edibles are that Tiff makes. So put in a good word. Oh yeah, it's gotta get some butter. I wonder if we got some butter. We might have some butter. We don't really be on them like we used to, so. And plus, I mean, my kids be here, so I can't just be baking fucking dope. And you know, you be off edibles. It take a minute. Like, it be in your system for a minute. Yeah, you gotta have some shit. Like, we could have did them while we was but I ain't feel like I was so high. Like, edibles just such a long lasting. Mm-hmm. Like, you wake up and still be high. I don't be feeling like being that. That shit is weird. Yeah, it's a every now and then thing for me. Like, I can't. Cause that shit is unrelenting. And it can incapacitate you too. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? That shit will shut you down. I ain't got time. You just how you fucking heart beating and shit. Hell, bruh. So like, real talk. Be in the mood for that shit. Whenever I feel like I'm having like a medical emergency, like I literally have a decision tree that goes, are you high?
If the answer is yes, calm the fuck down. You're not dying. You know, your heart get to beating too fast. Something start hurting at you. I'm just
That's
like,
edibles.
Facts.
Edibles jump up on your ass.
So I asked, I told B this is what we were doing. What are you drinking, B?
Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. I'm drinking Jack and Ginger. Did you partake in the Green Goddess today?
I smoke weed every day of my life.
At what point in time do you smoke weed every day of your life?
Various times. Depends on what the occasion calls for. Yeah.
Are you functional like at work and shit like that?
No, I don't necessarily smoke at work. If like on Fridays, I don't do shit on Friday. So I'd be high during the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I literally like about 1:30 because after that, I ain't really getting nothing. Like it'll be some IT emails or some stupid shit. I ain't getting shit. Like if there's something, that shit can wait till Monday. So they're like, I hit the weed about like 1:30, 2:30 on Fridays, but like I don't really smoke during the day when I'm at work just because I got to email and type too much. But shit, when I get off, I'm high. Fuck that. I ain't doing shit. I'm gonna hit the weed.
Listen, I cannot like. I probably
I've been smoking since I was 13 though. So
yeah, what?
I've been smoking since I was 13, not proudly, but I'm just the reality. Damn near every day almost. No, I wouldn't say every day, but yeah, I've been smoking weed since I was 13. So.
Have you ever done like a detox or like where you did smoke?
I haven't really.
You said that real calmly too. Like, nope, never even thought about it actually.
Really. Like I had stopped drinking because I was, I had like some medical shit going on with my liver and shit. So I had to stop drinking for like 2 months and that was cool. But I was smoking, I was not.
You turned up to smoking?
Ramped up like a motherfucker. Hell yeah. Like where one I lost, it was like going blind. So like my sensitivity, like I couldn't drink. So I just, I stopped seeing so I could hear really well. You know what I mean?
You was right out this bitch.
For sure. Man. Feeling bitches' arms and shit.
Well, yeah, nah. I appreciate, you know.
But I mean, I drink on the pod every time. I at least drink a beer. I drink a beer. I'm like, since the pandemic, I drink a beer every day, which I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying to stop. Like,
been drinking a beer every day.
I literally be like trying, like after I came back from Puerto Rico, I was like, I'm gonna chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to slow down because like my stomach was wild big. I'm like, yo, my stomach is wild big. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, I'm big as hell. Like, hell no. I gotta get
damn body full effect.
My shit garbage as hell. Like, my shit big as fuck. Like, I'm still strong and shit, but like, my stomach, wow. Like, that shit is disrespectful.
I'm still strong and shit. Do your wife make you feel good about it? Like, baby, you still fine.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, you know what I mean?
Ain't that like a person that love you to make you feel like you looking fucked up is all right?
I was like, you know what? You the finest one out of this relationship. Like I used to be in competition with you, but you've since surpassed me, and that's fine. Like that motherfucker's so pretty. I was like, damn, like this motherfucker here still fine. Like, God damn, I gotta get my shit together. So I'm about to shake back on her ass though. She gonna be mad.
You about to get the abs? You about to get abs? Have you ever had abs?
I don't want no abs. That shit weird. I ain't doing no abs. Like I just don't want no stomach. Like I just don't want my shirt like to be like out.
Oh, like you can take not having like a hard stomach. Yeah, you just don't want the poke.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Like I just don't want like that shit. Like it's. I don't like this shit. It's on my damn. I'm looking at this shit now. This shit.
He is looking at it right now, listeners. I just want y'all to know he's definitely looking at his stomach right now. Like.
But I don't know how to diet because, like, I've been skinny for all my life. So, like, I don't know how to not eat shit. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit whack, bro. Like, stomach big as hell.
Hey, look, listen. I gained weight when I went to college. When I wasn't playing no more sports. Like, none of that shit. No more. You know, if y'all haven't heard, you know, you go to college, you get what they call it, like, the freshman 15 or whatever. But I was mad hyped because, like, when I started gaining weight, like, I didn't have boobs. I had butt, but I never had like boobs. And so like but the women in my family always had boobs. So I was like, yo, I want my boobs. Like the fuck. So when I got to college, like I started gaining weight and I started like fucking getting boobs and shit. So I was like super fucking hyped. And then it gets to a point where you're like, wait, hold on now. We're good.
I didn't say stomach. I just said boobs.
Right. Everything starts to protrude. You're like, wait a motherfucking minute. Or whatever. But, you know, listen, you skinny people or historically skinny people, hey, middle age will start to hit your ass eventually.
Yeah, I should have jumped up on
Yeah, because you have always, I mean, as long as I know you since you was fucking, beard wasn't connecting 16. For real. For sure. That's so crazy. It seemed like we were so like far apart, like in age, like I guess only because I was in college and you was in high school and shit.
Yeah, that shit. Like once motherfuckers start paying bills and shit,
right? Exactly.
That shit all levels out.
Exactly, for real. Little shit, y'all. So B, let's get into a topic that I know you can provide additional insight on. So Joe Budden and Joe Budden. Fucking.
I thought we were talking about Kwame Brown.
No, not Kwame Brown, but we can talk about Kwame Brown if you want to after Charlemagne fucking apologized today. I scrapped that story. Cause then it wasn't really a story no more after he fucking apologized. You know shit only good when it's brewing and shit.
Yeah, he a dumbass though. He shouldn't have did what he did, but I appreciate him apologizing.
So
that shit was fucked up.
So to go into B Hill's story, Kwame Brown, who is a former NBA player, and Matt Barnes got into a verbal altercation, I guess. Where, and you can fill in the blanks, B, but what I remember about the story is that then Kwame Brown came and fucking laced fucking Matt Barnes and talked about
Steven Jackson.
And
it was Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes got a podcast called All the Smoke, and they had two people on there that, like, Kwame Brown historically has always caught shots because he was the first player that Jordan ever drafted when he retired and was with the Wizards and shit. And he got drafted to the Wizards, and there's always been a running joke because he never like materialized into like a number one. He never reached his full potential despite being in the league for 12 years. So Jeannie Buss, who owns the Lakers, had a comment about Kwame Brown, but like Steven Jackson said some fuck shit. Like she said, she really wasn't even riffing on like Kwame Brown, like talking about. She just said like we got him in the trade and some other people and Steven Jackson, who's a host and infamous for the brawl and fucking Auburn Hills and Detroit and all that shit and fighting and shit and doing mad wild shit. And so he like made something like he was like that nigga. He was like he trash. You ain't get shit. So he was like talking shit under his breath and like. They had another guy named Gilbert Arenas who also played with the Wizards, and he came on there and was talking, basically. Now he really wasn't even talking shit. He was just kind of like going through the play-by-play with Kwame Brown and like how his career kind of spiraled and shit. And then Steven Jackson like started talking shit again, and Matt Barnes like was laughing. So Matt Barnes really ain't do shit. Like for
so
real.
how Matt Barnes get so much of that smoke from the shit I saw?
I don't know. Like, cause he laughed and like he hit Steven Jackson on the knee like chill type shit, but was laughing.
Yeah.
You know how that shit is like chill, bro. Like, but that shit funny as hell, like, relax. You know what I'm saying? So he was really going to Steven Jackson off the rip, but like Kwame Brown is a live nigga though. Like I had never heard Kwame Brown talk ever in my life, and I've seen Kwame like he damn near my age. You know what I mean? So like. That shit was funny because, like, he got the best bitch-ass nigga I've ever met in my life. Like, his bitch-ass nigga is top tier. Like, you bitch-ass nigga. That shit is fucking great. So, but he's smart, though. Like, he's intelligent, but he was also, dropping, like, it was wild.
He's from Moncks Corner, North Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah, for sure. That was my area.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he's actually from Charleston, which is, the main city, and then Moncks Corner is like the little Nightdale or small town outside of it and shit. But yeah, man, he got a lot of family. Like his daddy was crazy. His whole family, like his daddy had a whole bunch of other kids outside his mom and shit on some country shit. And all them niggas is crazy. His daddy is crazy. And Charlemagne kind of aired the family business when it ain't his family business to be airing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was trying to like kind of shoot Bruss and Bell and like told Steven Jackson to chill.
Yeah, he was basically like, chill, y'all know his family about that business, and then started listing off the business in which the family is kind of about.
It was about, and that shit was all murder and killing and shit.
Facts.
Like, nobody needed to hear that. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? And so Charlemagne today, like, apologized for that shit, which he should have or whatever. But yeah, this shit was just like, he was going in on Stephen A. Smith and, excuse me, everybody. That motherfucker was going in on everybody. He kept calling Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair and shit.
And y'all gotta understand the part that's missing about this story that brings in Charlemagne is because after Charlemagne listed off like the reasons why you shouldn't fuck with Kwame Brown.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Kwame Brown then fired back on Charlamagne.
If you around them if you in there drinking, we know what you think. Say, goddamn. That's so funny shit.
And he came on Charlamagne. He fired on Charlamagne about the 15-year-old girl and shit. And people was hitting me. So people think I'm the motherfucking shade room and shit like that. Like, I guess because y'all listen to me on this podcast and I deliver the news to y'all as I've gotten it from other places. People think I be knowing shit. So motherfuckers like, yo, is this new information about Charlamagne? Or is this the old information about Charlamagne? Cause if there's some new information about Charlamagne, I don't know if I can believe Charlamagne no more. And I was like, no, I think, you know what I mean? I think it's the old shit, the same shit Charlamagne been talking on, whatever. But I do feel like about the shit with Charlamagne though, I feel like either Charlamagne done fucking paid the girl and she just signed an NDA where she can't talk about it no more. Or what he's saying is the truth. Because if it was anything other than those two things, people would have brought it to the forefront by now, I feel like.
Yeah, mad time. That shit done been brought up like 4 different times.
A lot of times. I feel like it comes up like, because when niggas don't have nothing else to say about Charlamagne, they always go there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's why it always comes back up, because Charlamagne rubbed somebody the wrong way. And these are the things that they have at their disposal. These are the tools that they can fight with. You know what I'm saying? These are the guns for them. And so that's why it's always coming up. But I was just like, I got a love-hate relationship with Charlamagne and how I perceive Charlamagne. But I do feel like if it was anything other than what he's saying, we would know by now. I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah. That was a lit story for last week. It was funny.
Yeah, that was. And that was funny. And bro was driving in his car and shit. I
got a tractor in the back, nigga. I got 19 holes back there if I want.
Is he back in South Carolina?
Okay. I would imagine so. Yeah. I'm not sure.
That's crazy if you move back to South Carolina, because I don't care what happened in life. I'm not moving back to South Carolina.
He said Charleston different though. Charleston kind of
still South Carolina. Like, you got Charleston, but what else?
When you from there, it's different.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Charleston dope.
So Joe Budden podcast. Last week had a lot going on, and the week before that, and they've actually had some stuff going on for quite some time. And I remember checking in with B periodically because I don't listen to the show like I used to. I was huge Joe Budden, but then once they started doing 2 shows a week, I couldn't, like, they were stretching the content out and I liked it a little bit more condensed. So I don't really listen like that, but I always check in with B and see what's going on with Joe Budden podcast. And, recently Joe Budden fired Rory and Mal, on air on the show. B, I didn't know that Maul's name was Jamil. Why's his name Maul? Where does Maul come from? I thought his name was Jamal this whole time. Yeah. And I didn't know Rory's name was Pharrell. Like,
no, that's his last name, Roy.
Yeah,
Farrell.
yeah.
His last name's
yeah.
Farrell.
I didn't know that was his name. Like, it's just funny. I don't know what I thought Rory's last name was, but that didn't go for me. But anyway, on episode 437, Joe can be heard loudly berating Rory and Mal on the show. They've been co-hosts for 6 years. And Joe says, y'all will not continue to treat me this way. Y'all not going to treat me and these people this way. Y'all take that fucking dark energy, that arrogance, that entitlement elsewhere. I say all to say, we're going to do this since Roy feels he has so many options, right? So this is a quote that I'm reading for Joe. And he says that basically that Roy feels like he's entitled to get more money, I'm assuming. And Roy's in breach of contract and he tells Roy that he's fired on air. And he says, Maul, I'm the person that has to say that. And the gall of you to think you are as deserving the way that I am. That was spicy rant from Joe. Following that, Roy and Mal Maul, is interesting when you're reading it and you see Mal. But Roy and Maul, had a $2.99 video that they posted called I'll Name That Response Later, where basically the two former co-hosts of 6 years speak on the drama surrounding this popular podcast. Now take into consideration, like, Joe Budden podcast is a huge podcast. They're doing like over 1 million just in YouTube alone. You know, not even to mention all of the digital streaming platforms that they are on. Mal, I'm high, guys. That was the point of this episode.
This shit is struggling.
I am struggling. Y'all gonna rock with me though, right? I know y'all gonna rock with me. It's just a good time. Maul said,
niggas high as hell. I fuck with that.
I fuck with that. It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
I just fucking snorted.
I did not.
It's just a good time.
It's just a good time. That's what I want. I want us to celebrate my birthday. I decided that earlier today. I was like, this what we about. Gemini season. So back to Maul. That is not Mal. He says that Joe seemed to think that the show's success is based on his rap career. And he says that people was not around the corner for Joe back in the day when Joe was going to perform and shit. Joe has since apologized, right, for his behavior and says that his poor leadership skills. Even Kevin Hart had to speak out on it. Kevin is a self-proclaimed fan of the podcast, and he said Joe is an example of poor leadership. He felt like what Joe did was embarrassing. He says that it puts him in a poor light, and he was originally like a Joe fan. It was very interesting that Kevin Hart felt like he needed to speak on the subject, only because I feel like Kevin Hart feels like he is, that big guy now.
Shit, he got all his niggas on and they all eating.
Facts. And then it didn't slow up for Joe. So it seems like every time Joe gets in something, it goes in waves, right? It's like a whole bunch of shit at the same time, and then the shit blows over, and then, it's back again. Last time he was jerking off dogs and cheating on sin, and like whatever is going on with Joe, it's like always in a cluster, seems like. And these past couple weeks did not fare any different. On May 17th, Olivia Dope, who is like a DJ, she is on the Joe Budden Podcast Network. And she is on a show, or was on a show, called The Thing Is, where she alleges that, Joe continuously made sexually aggressive remarks to her, made her uncomfortable. And she said she kind of went along with it in an effort not to dampen the mood. Joe stated that he always wanted to fuck her and kind of asked for a hug. From the videos that I've seen, you can see, her hesitantly, from where I saw it, was hesitantly giving him like a hug. And he kind of did like a grinding motion. It was real kind of like creepy old man a little bit. But Joe has since apologized to her, saying that he is about women and he's removing the episode from the platform. Is Joe a liability at this point in time?
To himself, yeah. He's just a piece of shit. I mean, that's just what it boils down to. Like, at the end of the day, he's just like not a good person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just, but he thinks he is. Like, I feel like he really believes like, deep in his heart psycho. He is. That nigga might be like he might have serial killer.
Nah, real talk.
Like, he might be killing motherfuckers. Like, that motherfucker is like nuts. The most narcissistic, like egotistic, egomaniac I've ever seen, like ever in my life.
Yeah.
And swear he's a good person.
And like, we'll die on it. We'll die on that hill. Yeah. That he's a good person.
Like, he's like the teacher that like has everybody failing, but she blaming the fact that like nobody's doing their work. But she's a good teacher.
Right. Right. I feel like, when we both were very avidly listening to the podcast, we would hit each other like on a very frequent basis. Like, this nigga's nuts.
Like, yeah, he's, and that's what's the entertainment.
That is like, true. That is the entertaining part.
It's like a MMA fight. You know what I mean? Like, you just know, like, cause like he's funny, he's charismatic, like he's
a draw.
Enigma.
He's definitely a draw.
Yeah, like he's definitely like he definitely is a fucking. It's just like a circus with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you can't stop watching, like or listening, because even when you like he'll insert comedy, like he's talent, like for what it's worth, but he's just a piece of fucking shit.
You know, I always wonder, honestly,
to do people like that shit was bad.
If we're laughing with him or at him.
It's combo.
You know, because like Joe Budden honestly and truly believes he has conviction, but it's like off a delusion. And one thing about there is something to be said about a person, regardless if they lying to you, whatever, they can give off the air of conviction. And if a person gives off the air, they believe that much in them, you like, shit, they must know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? To an extent.
It's funny. It's funny because I remember he was on Tax Tone, like when Tax Tone, this
Damn,
was
shout out to Tax.
That nigga was on Tax Tone, and Tax Tone was like,
Tax still locked up?
You a super manipulator. He was like, I don't fuck with you. Like, you're a manipulator. Yeah. Like, he was like, I know what type of nigga you is. Like, you're a manipulating ass nigga. Like, you're not finna treat me like no Dominican bitch from the fucking Heights. Like, nah. Like, get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's exactly what, like, he's a manipulator. Like, he got the gift of gab. He able to, like, you know what I mean? Smooth his way through and shit.
Hell yeah, bro.
All the while, it's all for self. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit, he's just a piece of shit. Like, he literally fucked up a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, by being like what he is. Like some people are just fucking firecrackers in their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, just time bombs, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's a consistent time bomb. Like, he's always gonna fuck up.
He always fumbled the bag. Like Joe always gives himself so much credit for like the things that he initiated, right? And I get that. And it is things that, you know, I think rightfully so he can get certain credits for fucking sure. I wouldn't take that away from Joe. But each of those stories end with how you fumbled the fucking bag yourself.
That's a fact.
Yourself. And like, God don't give niggas but so many chances, my nigga. This nigga had 9 lives in the entertainment industry.
Mad times. Like, and the niggas he got now is fucking trash. Like,
I was going to ask you that. Trash. So how is the new...
This is one nigga named Ish. He an old nigga. He just like to debate all goddamn day. That shit is trash. And then the other nigga, Ice, is a Twitter personality and not a podcast personality. Like,
he good at 140 characters.
Listen, man. Maul and fucking Rory were like that shit was a 3-man weave.
It was magic. Like, it was good. It was a good chemistry. They all held a separate lane that worked great together. That's why I like the show. I liked when Maul and them came. Now it's just Parks and Joe. Like, I listened to the episode this past weekend and that shit was trash as fuck. Like, it was Parks and Joe, like, cause them niggas been rocking and didn't know how to do podcasts. Like, it was Parks always gonna do his one too. Yeah. And then Joe, Joe's whatever, but like, these niggas be getting in debates with it. Like, the other two niggas, them niggas is trash. Like, and it's not, no discredit. Them niggas ain't podcasters. Like, them niggas ain't, it just don't fit. Like, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like when New Edition get, Johnny Gill. Like, not even, cause them niggas ain't Johnny Gill. Them niggas like, I don't know, like if they replace the niggas out of guy or some shit with some, you know what I mean? When Drew Hill that's funny. I was about to say
shit just ain't right. Like, you just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally just fucked up your bag. Like, all right, nigga, we gotta fix this shit. Fuck that. Like, nah. Even like, but when you a fuck nigga prevail. You know what I mean? And like, when you dealing with real niggas, and I feel like, granted, I don't know these niggas, but I guess in so many ways I do kind of, cause Maul been solid. You know what I'm saying? Roy been solid.
I always fuck with them. I always fuck with Maul.
Yeah.
Like, I be calling Maul my spirit animal. I be feeling that nigga. I'm like, that nigga me. And like, that's how I rock.
Like, Roy a real nigga. Roy, like, to be a white boy, like, Roy, like, he a ill, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't no fuck nigga. You could just tell, like, from the people that, like, I can see him interacting with outside of Joe and, like, his, whatever. Like, and everybody always got good shit to say about him. And Maul, like, for what it's worth. So, you could just tell, like, them niggas, like, and they was fucking naive to the fact, like, they getting, you know what I'm saying, like, railroaded the whole time, cause Joe, like, they just believing in that nigga and shit and not wanting to fuck it up, which, arguably I wouldn't do that either. But at the same time, like, when your pride and your manhood get tested, then that's, you got to stand on your principles at that point.
I looked at a couple lives. So I'm not a huge live person. I'm learning that there are people who like literally just sit and watch lives all day. But since what's been going on, I clicked on a couple Joe Budden lives or whatever. And like, as far as him like being a manipulator and shit, like his shit like be all over the place. Like his shit be like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna say anything bad about those guys. Yeah, you know, I was a poor leader, like whatever. And then fast forward fucking 7 minutes, he'll be like, nah, fuck them niggas. Like, like, he'd just be like all over the place. And like, the thing about celebrity is the niggas who with you is with you. Like, it's like a cult following type shit. Like, no matter what you say.
Like that. That's how his career's gone all his life. Like, even in his music career. Like, it's transcended into his, I mean, obviously it's nowhere near what his podcast career is, but he's like that. Like, you know, you fuck with Joe. Like, it's weird, man. It's like this fucking.
I like Joe.
Kool-Aid. Yeah, I mean, you gotta like Joe. He's gonna entertain you. Like, it's impossible not to be entertained by that nigga. Like, even if you don't like him. Like it's a like,
don't like. It's like a love-hate type thing. Like, you're fucking nuts, but it's like a train wreck. He's
articulate enough to get off his points, and he's good at like switching gears and pivoting and doing, like, he nasty with that shit. Like, that's just what he's good at. Like, he's better than that. Like, he's a wordsmith for what it's worth. Like, he's not, he's good at putting words together, rap wise or whatever. Like, you can never say he couldn't rap. His music might not be for you, but in terms of like his words and shit, he's good at that shit. You know what I mean? And now it's just being communicated in a different way, but he's just like, you know, what don't come out in the wash, come out in the rinse. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Joe gon' Joe.
There we go. With the Olivia dope shit, like, did you see that video?
Yes.
What was your thoughts on it? Did she look uncomfortable? Did she look like, what was your thoughts?
I mean, it was just all weird. And Joe was being weird by like doing that weirdo shit. But I mean, I don't know if he was necessarily trying to grind on her per se.
No.
Like, I think he was just trying to.
I think it was like a comical grind. Like, it meant like what it was, but it wasn't like pelvic thrusty.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just like, and then he always come back and just get like these apologies and shit. Like, yeah. So forgive me. What is your predictions? What is your predictions on Joe Budden and like the future of all things Joe Budden?
I have no idea. Joe gonna fuck some more shit up. Like, I mean, he's just destructive. You know what I mean? Like, he just get his own way. You know what I mean? But again, he still got listeners and motherfuckers still gonna rock with him and shit. But the shows.
Do you feel like you'll be as loyal now that Rory and Mal are not there?
Not really. I mean, I listened to the one on Saturday, but like, I didn't listen to that shit all.
You're not anticipating.
On my nerves. Nah, I used to fuck with that shit. Like, that shit was like a part of my day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to listen to that shit. Like, I cut grass and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, on Wednesdays, I'd be at work listening to the pod. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it was entertaining. Cause I fuck with Roy and Ma, but, you know, I'd like to see Roy and Ma get a show, but I don't know if there is, you know, if it's going to be as good. You know what I mean? But I would, you know, I fuck with them if they, you know, chime in or some shit. I think they should go with Wayno.
Did you see the $2.99 shit? Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I bought that just on the strength.
So was it a good interview? Because I didn't see the whole interview. I just saw the clips.
Yeah, it was good in my opinion. Like, the nigga Ma was getting off. Like, Ma, like, him and Joe was friends. You know what I'm saying? So like they was friends like since like 07, 08. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, so them niggas been people. So like, for him, Ma was hurt. Like, you can tell, like, that was like my friend, like, did me dirty. Like, that shit.
That's the worst part, bro.
Like,
that's the worst part.
Like, he was trying to play the nigga character. He was like, nigga, that nigga trying to play my character. Like, I'm a bum ass nigga. Like, nigga, I never been fucked up at all. He was like, yeah, we used to live together and shit, but it's like, nigga, I ain't never been no fucked up nigga. Like, I used to get money, like, in whatever variety. He was like, in ways that I'm not so proud of, but like, I ain't never been no like fuck nigga at all. Like, my character is unquestionable out this bitch, and you know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it was in terms of that, it was more like on some real nigga shit. I know how that shit be, because like, I got friends that, you know, I don't fuck with necessarily that would, you know, that I felt I was close with. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah,
so like,
I know how that shit go. I definitely know how that shit
he was, yeah, for sure. So like, that, it was that more so than anything. Like, he was definitely hurt. You know what I mean? But I mean, you know, Ma was fresh. He would, you know what I mean? He ain't look like he was missing no beat. You know what I mean? But
I mean, you just gotta, you know what I mean? When you come into some shit like that, you just gotta keep that shit moving. Like, you know, my thing about life is like, I can't operate in what I wish it was. I gotta operate in reality. You know what I'm saying? And once a person show you who they are, or how they get down, or even if this is just a section of their life that they are in.
Yeah.
you can't be in those shit that's going to disrupt who you are or go against your morals, or a nigga that's like, you can't, you know what I'm saying, try to withdraw. You've been deposited in somebody and then it's time to withdraw. It's like negative. Like, this person ain't even got your back. Like, you can't. Yeah. I felt, and that was the whole thing about the, Joe and Maul situation, where I was just like, damn, like, y'all was niggas.
Yeah, you gonna try to play the nigga like, yeah, nigga, you used to get, like, it was, Joe was petty, like, yeah, he was like, yeah, nigga, he was like, we used to live together and you used to buy the church and keep it in your room. That's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was some deep-seated shit right there, you know what I'm saying?
I would love to have a conversation with like a Joe Budden or like a Charlemagne or whatever the case may be. But like with a Joe Budden, I'd be like, Joe, like, you literally can't keep nobody in your life.
And that's, so it's funny because Charlemagne and, you know, and Schultz is wild. Like, that nigga he was talking big shit, but like, Charlemagne's so ill. Like, he was like, man, fuck that nigga. Like, he was like on some real shit. Like, that man has asked me for like assistance on several occasions. And then he had, like, when all that shit was going through and I said what I said about him not being a good negotiator, which was the truth. He was like, everything that I said, he said, by the way, everything that I said about fucking Joe Budden happened. Like, he was like, he's fucked up everything. And he was like, but you're not going to get on your show and like, you're not going to call me today and I give you advice and tell you how to maneuver and assist you in certain things and then get on your show the following day and record and say like mad disparaging shit about me. He was like, cause I don't need you. He was like, nigga, like, I'll burn that bridge right this second. I'll never need you for anything that I need. Like, he was like, if anything, he was like, if you look at my team and my circle, like, he's like, I have a podcast network that I'm employing and partnering with so many black people out this motherfucker. Like, he was like, he's like, I got a payroll of 50 people that are, you know, from various different departments and various different businesses that I have, and I have ownership and all that shit. So he was like, you gonna need me before I need you, cause you've needed me in the past. Facts. He was like, I don't do business like that. Everybody that I do business with is 100% solid because I believe in assisting people. He's like, I love that shit, but he's just so, you know, again, fucking narcissistic in the way that like it gets in his way. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It was ill, like Charlemagne. It was an ill take to Charlemagne, but because Joe like said some shit on the podcast, like we have an agreement to not disparage each other in the public. He was like, we never said any of that. He was saying, never said any of that. He's like, I was giving that nigga game, and then the next day he get on the fucking podcast and talk shit. So he was like, the nigga texted me last week talking about hello. He's like, man, don't fucking text me. He's like, I blocked that nigga. Like, don't fucking text me. Like, I don't need to talk to you, my nigga. Like, you're not finna talk to me when all this shit done went to hell. You know what I mean? Again.
I think the major issue with Joe Budden is because Joe Budden has to be the smartest person in the room. Yeah. He has to. Sure. If he's not the smartest person in the room, he have a fucking fit. So he gotta be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, but that makes them
Exactly. And what people need to understand is people smart at different shit, in different avenues and whatever. And I think that it's ultra sad, not only that you lost friends, not only that you kind of lost guys that seem cool from our public perception. You know, Marlon Roy seemed fucking cool. It's the fact that you spent 6 years on this podcast ranting and raving about the industry and the system and the fucking greedy motherfuckers. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And you is all that personified to the point where you won't let niggas see their contracts. If you was as transparent as you've been preaching for the past 6 years, tearing down the industry, I guess it's if you can't beat them, join them.
That nigga's okay. But he was beating them though. That's the thing. Like, the fuck? Nigga, you doing 1 million views twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah, but you want too much. You want to be greedy. You want to wear all these bum-ass designer outfits you be wearing.
Shit went
to looking like some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
power's a wild thing, man.
Power is a wild thing.
And money is a wild thing, bro. That shit exposes the fuck who you are.
That is fucking true. Man, Joe Budden and the Joe Budden podcast drama is litter shit.
It was lit for what it's worth. It's shit for the results.
I agree with that. I agree with exactly what you said. It was lit, but for real, it's some shit because niggas realized that they mans weren't really they mans. And that'd be a hard pill to swallow sometimes.
That shit sucks.
Real quick, Nick Cannon out here expecting his 7th child with his 4th baby mama within the last 6 months. He's had children with 3 different women. He's gotten 3 different women pregnant within the last 6 months, or they have had children. He has twins with one chick. He got another baby with a model. He got twins with Mariah Carey. He got another chick, this wildin' out chick. She's 34 weeks pregnant. And what's interesting about this Nick Cannon issues, cause listen, niggas out here knocking up bitches every day, B. You have people who, come to mind when you think about niggas who out here just arbitrarily spreading their seed across the globe. And you have the Futures, and you have the Dirks, and you have the NBA Youngboys. But the conversation that has come up recently about Nick Cannon is why Nick Cannon not coming up in these conversations when you talk about niggas who is just out here making babies. Is Nick Cannon just a classier Future?
I mean, he was married first and foremost, so like he tried it. He tried the traditional.
Okay, we gonna shoot him Bell because he tried it. Got you.
He tried it. He gave it a shot, and I mean, for what it's worth, it was one of the greater wins in men's.
Facts. I would be mad if I was Mariah Carey and you got me and then these fucking birds on the roster. But that's just me.
But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, niggas be having mad kids. It's mad. I know a nigga with 13 kids right now. It's mad niggas. The niggas don't got $40 million or $40,000 a month, let alone however much money that man got. So, I mean, if he taking care of his kids, man, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. Like, at the end of the day, like, motherfuckers gonna be fruitful and multiply. As long as you taking care of your kids, you can have as many kids as you want to, man. So
what about a mom with fucking 5 different baby fathers or 4 different baby fathers, and she taking care of them?
If you taking care of them, that's all you can. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're doing your best and doing right by them kids, I mean.
So does that only mean financial though? So I think that's where me and you start to differ, because we talked about Future in the past.
Money ain't shit. Time is what it is. Like, time is a thing. Like, money's cool, but financially is just. That's just a Band-Aid. Like, you got to spend time with kids. So, I mean, that's what I don't mean financially. I mean, if you're taking care of your kids, like being with your kids, you may not necessarily be with them every day, but if you make attempts to talk to your kids and be around your kids as much as you possibly can,
that's all it takes.
That's all you can ask for.
Is attempts. Because my whole thing about it is
not attempts. I mean, the attempt meaning that you need to be there.
No way for you to parent kids in totally different states and be an effective parent. If a mother was doing those same things, they'll call her a motherfucking deadbeat.
I mean, people do it all the time.
Do they? Is mothers got kids all over the country going to visit their kids when they can get around to it? Come on, let's keep it a band.
I don't know.
Let's keep it a band.
But I mean, I don't know. I mean, if a mother did do it, mothers are different though. Like, they just naturally, like, it's a different type of motherly, like, mothers do mad shit, like, on a daily basis that, men can't do necessarily. So can you imagine your kid seeing you even if it's every few weeks? Nah, I mean, I'm with my kids.
That's what I'm saying. So all the energy that it takes for you to be there for your kids and give your kids and pour into your kids off that every single day. Do you feel like a father can be successful with the same job, but only doing it part-time?
Yeah. I mean, I know my best friends, they daddy stayed in Connecticut. So they would go spend the summers with their dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure, it has some residual effects, but at the same time, like, it won't but that's the reality of life though, right? So like, that's relationships happen. Like, humans have humans with humans, right? And humans don't necessarily get along, right? So obviously, unfortunately, the child, gets left maybe in the wake, but maybe not. Like, you gonna have people that do whatever they can. Like,
whatever
I know a bunch of
they
motherfuckers
can. Pin the words though. If you spread out thinner and thinner and thinner, what you can do ain't gonna be exactly what the nigga needs.
So if you can have your kid, but if you rich as fuck, you can have your kids on 1 week on, 1 week off. I know people that do that shit now. Like, they have their kids 1 week on, 1 week off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure out what's best for y'all. So boom, I have the ability to fucking have a private jet come and pick my kids up, or have get plane tickets or whatever, or y'all can have a house here and live not too far from me. Like, he has options. Like, Nick Cannon seems like a motherfucker.
It's not about what the options are, it's what the reality is, right? So yeah, but all of these babies is living in different states. It's not like Nick Cannon has this compound where all the kids is on it. It's not like Future has this compound with all the kids and the girlfriends on it. So
but he has access to be able to move and maneuver exactly how he wants to on a daily basis.
With a career, like, we're talking about the hottest fucking rappers and all these niggas that is working constantly. So you can constantly work, be in these different cities for these different shows and these different obligations, and also provide the adequate amount of care and fatherhood to 7 children all across the globe.
I mean, I think so. I don't know. I've never been in that position, but I would imagine if I had access to immense amounts of money, it could be worked out logistically. The
question arrived that a guy who's going around making single mothers in broken homes, should he be the guy that's out here talking about the state of the black community? What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Martin Luther King was we just know what the fuck going on. Martin Luther King was considered a womanizer.
But we knew that after the fact, though, right? It's not like he had kids popping up all over the place while he was doing these marches.
He didn't have kids popping up, but he was still womanizing. He was still having affairs on his wife. Like, and we knew that after the fact, but I bet you if you ask a motherfucker in 1964, was because they released all that shit J. Edgar Hoover had with all that, we threatened to, release all that shit, and they released that shit. Like, I mean, it was known, you know what I'm saying? It was just a different media outlet and different media spread. So, I mean, people are people, right? But if you still stand for something the thing about it, he's not advocating for child abuse. Like, he's not, you know what I'm saying, and got mad kids or some shit like that, or he's not doing something to the detriment of his people by having multiple kids. Like, yeah, you say broken homes, but them women might be fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, people don't know how people live, right? So if you have enough wherewithal to say, or enough mindset to say, hey, this is I got X, Y, and Z going on. If he's being honest with everybody and letting everybody know, who's to say that them women ain't readily signing up for that shit?
I'm pretty sure, especially the women after Mariah Carey, I'm sure they wanted a little paycheck. That's
what I'm saying.
For sure.
It's not but
what we're talking about, the person that's the casualty is the child, right?
Is it though?
It is. If you needed your father, you don't little girls always be having that fucking daddy issues. Your daddy's out here fucking everybody and fucking making kids and only dated your mama for whatever time. Like, that's the type of nigga you gonna go after.
Man, so
there are impacts to this behavior. They can have a
functional home though. They can have a functional home too, though.
I'm not saying they're going to be serial killers, but as a person who spends so much time with their children, I would think that you would understand, this shit is a full-time job. It's not something you can do part-time and hope.
I mean, but I know motherfuckers who are doing it though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
We don't know the effects of it yet. We don't know the impacts of it yet, right?
I mean, shit, I don't know. I mean, there's been mad niggas that have not either had, had their parents part-time and shit like that. Like, I know people like that. I'm very close with people like that. And I've also know people that had their parents in the home that ain't do shit. So, I mean, it's all a crapshoot when you fucking have a human that had you, a human that's responsible for making you a better human or a human, shaping them mold. So it's all a crapshoot. Motherfuckers be having 2 parents in the household.
It is definitely all a crapshoot. I definitely agree with that.
So I think if you lead with love and you're doing your best, you're doing the best by your children that you know how, and you're trying to be emotionally and mentally and physically and financially there, so support your kids as much as you can and as best as you can. I think that's all that we can opt
see.
For.
I think with the way I personally think of parenthood is when you decide that you want to bring people into this world, you have foregone all of this free will that you have, because now your job is different. Your job is no longer about you. Your job is about these children, right? So if you're out here just making children all willy-nilly, that you know that it just seems very selfish to me. And then the other thing is, like, outside of situations where you're having a little paycheck with a Nick Cannon or NBA Youngboy shit is wild because he's super fucking young and mentally unstable. But when you talk about a Future or you're talking about a Nick Cannon, that's different. But there are regular fucking niggas out here, like possibly some of the niggas that you say you've witnessed out here. And it's just like, all right, you got a regular nigga that got like regular type income, right? What convinces a woman to be a nigga's third, fourth, and fifth baby mama?
I don't know. You'd have to ask
that shit behooves me. Like, what made you think on number 3? Like, the first one, you give it, all right, they messed up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should be smarter after that as far as what you do. Then you add a second one, like, you been somebody's third baby mama and you only at least had no ring? That is a wild concept.
I mean, it is, I guess, but then also people don't subscribe to, like, you know, the whole, like, I ain't got to be married to that nigga. You know what I mean?
But
like,
most of the time, the ones that we like, talking about ain't
time.
that. Most of the time, the women that we talking about ain't that.
I don't know, man. Relationships are crazy. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, and when I met my real pops for the first time, I just told him, I was like, man, I get it. Like, I know how relationships is, my nigga, but like, you know, like, I understand how dealing with women is and how humans interact with humans, and motherfucker get on your nerves and you stop dealing with that human. But, you know, like, you can still try to do your best. That's the thing. Like, even if, okay, boom, like, even if, like, say, for example, if I had looked back and say, like, you know, my daddy was, you know, 1,300 miles away, and I didn't see him as much as I like to, at least he gave an effort. Like, I know my man Pop stayed in Connecticut. He stayed here. Like, his daddy would drive, like, to come get that nigga from Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he made an effort. Like, it's just about the effort. Like, yeah, he probably missed something on the back end, but as a grown ass man, like, you see, like, boy, my daddy loved me. He did whatever he could. He just was in a position that had him and my mama split up, and he lived in Connecticut and my mama lived here, and I understand, like, it is what it is, and motherfucker did the best they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you put forth the effort, man, that's what it is for me. Like, you know, especially speaking from a nigga who's, like, you know, had an absentee pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the nigga would have put the effort in, like, hindsight being what it was, I would have, you know, shot the nigga some bail, but the nigga ain't give a fuck. But it's like, it's the niggas who do give a fuck and try, but they,
you gotta get
limited
to
in whatever
the
resources they
part,
may
right?
have, but they at least give it an effort.
You gotta get to being an adult and then understanding he did the best that he could. But you working this out in therapy now, right? Like, not you personally, but I'm just saying, like, you don't know why you acting a certain way.
You just need to start becoming a human, like an adult. Once you realize that you're an adult and shit, and, like, you know, and then that, I'm big on having conversations with my kids. Like, me and my son and my older son, we are trying to work on our communication because he doesn't understand the things the way I think he should understand things. So we're in the process of work, but it's all about communication. And granted, we're with each other every day, but at the same time,
you're, like, putting in the effort
different. So,
to notice that y'all got a communication barrier, right? So you gotta be there. You gotta be around to know that.
But if you're around, like, I mean, you know, but you got to think, like, everybody's situation ain't the same. That's
everybody's situation ain't the same, but there are certain foundations, you know what I'm saying, that you want to have to give a person a better chance for the stats, right? Like, you, one of the things that you declared on this show is that one of the things you knew you wanted, you did not want a baby mama. Like, you wanted to have a good foundation for your children where y'all were married and building something together and creating this family out of love and shit. Correct. Right?
But
right? So to set them up in the best way. Even if shit go awry, you tried to set that foundation.
Some people don't want that, though. Men and women don't necessarily want that. Women more so.
It's not about what you want. It's about what's best for the child.
Yeah, and if I'm with you, like, I know niggas right now that do not want to be with their baby mama on the strength of the fact.
Why did you shoot her club up? You knew you didn't like her before that. So take fucking precautions so you don't end up in fucked up situations.
Life happens. Like,
life don't happen 4 times, B Hill. Like, at that, you're volunteering for the life. After 4 times, I mean, like, one time it's a mistake.
But 2 times, okay.
The third time, this your lifestyle.
So, okay. So, boom, you got 3 kids by the same person.
Right. You know you didn't like them 2 kids ago. Yeah. I'm with you.
But you're not with them.
And you knew 2 kids ago you shouldn't have been with him.
Or what if you have twins or triplets?
Okay. We going with outliers. Got it.
That's serious. This shit happens.
But we still talking about outliers. We're not talking about the majority though. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta deal in the life that it is, not what we think it should be.
So even one though. So no one, like one is, it's just like Sims. Like no one, if you got 10 versus 1 and you don't do a good job by that one, that shit is just as equal as 10.
No, nigga, cause taking care of 10 kids and taking care of 1 kid is 2 different things. We're talking about humans. We're talking about entities. We're talking about constant energy. We're not talking about you making a mistake and then you can just erase that mistake by paying some money or, you know, whatever the case may be, like a traffic ticket. This is a human life that is now your responsibility. Right. So 10 of them and 2 of them is 2 different things.
But if you give an effort,
it's not about effort. It's about doing it right. Like it's about putting all your effort.
But that's what I'm saying. So even if you say, for example, you get, okay, boom, I had a kid with a girl that I thought I was with. I was going to kick it with. It didn't work out. We decided to split. Unfortunately, we had a kid. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, we had a kid. Maybe unfortunate, whatever. Then 2 or 3 years later, I have another relationship that I feel like might be the one. We end up having a kid. Right? So now I got 2 baby mamas. Shit happens. Then we're together for another 3 or 4 years and we don't work out. Or we get married and things happen. So
yeah, but again, we're not talking about people with a bunch of divorces here. Like majority of these people that we're talking about aren't people who've been divorced 3 and 4 and 5 times.
What's the difference in the only thing that's a divorce is a legal document that's binding, right? Like a divorce is a split of 2 people, like outside of fucking legal documents. Like if you break up with a motherfucker and you are with a person when you're 18,
do you feel like this person with these 3 and 4 baby mamas have been with 3 and 4 baby mamas who did not want to get married, who did not want to have this or thought they were building something to the point where they got married?
Or they thought they were going to have a relationship long enough and it didn't materialize.
So it's just like, all right, at a certain point in time, like, nigga, like at a certain point in time, any person going to say like, yo, okay, like if I want to be a good dad, I know what my capacity is. You can only work with so many jobs, B. You can only work with so many jobs. So at a certain point in time, you got to decide what you need to do in order so you don't have to work that 4th, 5th, and 6th job. That's all I'm saying. It's an accountability thing, you know? But listen, Nick Cannon can definitely afford these babies. I am not, pro just soiling your oats all over the place because I do feel like as a person who grew up with their father, I appreciated my dad and I feel like that is a great thing. And there are a lot of people, especially in our community, that don't get to grow up with their fathers. So just because in my point of view is just because you can afford it doesn't mean that it is a good thing to do, because you won't know until after the fact how your absence or how the perception of you were with the younger ones versus the older ones versus this baby mama versus that is going to impact that individual child. So with that being said, Nick Cannon and his babies, little shit.
Shit. I mean, it's lit. I fuck with it as long as you're taking care of them.
I definitely think that Nick Cannon, it should be mentioned in the same name with Future in them. Is it going to make me stop fucking with Nick Cannon? No, it's not. But you know, in an ideal world, I think that it's a little bit reckless regardless of the income that you have. But hey, shout out to the women who getting their paychecks though. You know, at least using your fucking uterus as a bank. You ready to give out some advice real quick?
Yes.
We gonna go into Ain't Shit in 2 Cents. Ain't Shit in 2 Cents is our listener letter segment, where you get to get advice from me, who is high off these edibles, and B off the blue moon and ganja. Today's letter comes from ganja. I heard Ganja Burn by Nicki Minaj. That's such a horrible song. Ganja. You know exactly the joke too.
That Joe Budden shit was funny as hell. He used to do that. Ganja burn, ganja. That shit was trash.
Trash. The letter today is from Anonymous. And it says, hi, be healed and fresh.
Fuck is up?
Yo, what up, Anonymous? It says, I don't know if this is a typical question, but any advice you two could provide may be helpful. I befriended a friend of a friend during COVID named CJ. I am a lesbian with many male friends. I have heard guys say all types of gross and obscene things about women. Hence, a reason to be a lesbian. LOL. I know boys will be boys with the locker room talk and all that. And they think of me as one of the fellas, and I really don't trip. However, CJ has shared several stories that has given me pause. His sex stories almost always entails a highly intoxicated woman. In his latest tale, he talks about a girl who works down the street at the local bodega. She is only like 19. CJ is 28. He stated that she came over, they had drinks, and within a short amount of time, the girl went to the bathroom sick and threw up. He said that he allowed her to lay in his bed, and in his version of events, he went back into the room to check on the girl, and she was naked. He said once he tried to wake her to see if she was okay, she started kissing him. The story then goes into him having sex with the girl, and he's laughing. I specifically asked him if the girl had given consent because it gave me an eerie feeling by what he said. He stated that kissing him was the consent and continued the laughs on. I made up a reason to leave, and I walked by the bodega and I asked, was the girl there? And they said that she had been out sick for a week. Look, I don't know if this guy is a date rapist, but something in my gut is telling me some shit is not right. I've decided to distance myself from him just because he gives me a creep feeling. But I feel like I don't know if I need to alert the authorities or something. I also don't want to make a false claim and ruin this guy's life just because of a hunch. What do y'all think I should do in this situation? I'm really torn, but something does not rub me right. And that is from Anonymous.
All right. I don't want to give any advice on this one. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm going to let you do this one.
No, you got to give advice from a nigga's perspective. That's what you here for.
But bro, this is some other shit, man. I don't want to deal with this. This is some wild shit.
You know, if you heard some shit like from your homeboy or some shit or something that didn't like sit right with you. I mean, I can go first, but I still feel like you gotta provide a fucking perspective. That's why we here.
I'm gonna pass. I don't.
Listen, I'm gonna go with, listen, I feel like you should listen to your gut as a person who investigates. I feel like what's there is there and what's not is not. I feel like if you feel that strongly about it, trust your fucking gut. Like, you have instincts for a reason. You have female intuition for a reason. If they look into this guy, listen, the girl had COVID. You can do some shit anonymously. The fact that you've decided to distance yourself from this dude, I feel like you kind of gotta go with your gut. Cause I don't feel like it would be speaking to you that much if it wasn't something there that really gave you energy around it. And I know personally, I would rather this guy get looked into, or at the very least, somebody reach out to homegirl and be like, yo, you good? She like, yeah, I'm good. Then there's nothing else to look into. But I know I would personally feel like that was on my shoulders if somebody was really out here. And as a woman, I know many women who have been sexually assaulted. Like, it's more than not almost. It's actually terrifying. One of the things I always thank God for is that I've never been sexually assaulted, because there's so many women out here that has been sexually assaulted, and you are a woman. Like, you have that fucking intuition. So even if you drop that shit off some low, if you feel that, then do it. I'm not the person here to talk you out of your gut, because if that was on me, some motherfuckers got raped additionally, like on my watch, I know I would feel a way about that. I wouldn't be able to like just rock off some neutral type shit for real. And I knew somebody might actually be getting hurt. So you know how to judge yourself. You know if you usually jumping out the window with some shit or this is something that's really sitting poorly in your soul. But you know what to do. You know what to do. Listen to your instinct. And if your instinct tell you to tell somebody, then fucking tell somebody. And
I agree with everything you said.
So you trash. That's it.
I agree with everything you said.
So Anonymous, hit us, let us know, you know, what you decide or if anything, you know, kind of comes from that. I'm hoping that you wrong. You know, I know you probably hoping that you wrong. And that he just maybe a nigga who describes shit in a creepy way or be lying, cause you know, niggas be lying on their dick too. But yeah, hit us back. And if y'all want any more of this A1 advice, hit us at theaintshitshow@gmail.com. That's the X where the I will be, and your letter may get read on the show. Now let's wrap this bitch up with some free smoke. You ready?
Sure.
All right, we're going to get into free smoke. Free smoke can be anything we want to talk about, hot button personal issues, topics, anything from politics to petty. And because we was laughing, going to be high, having a good time, I just wanted us to be vulnerable and express some embarrassing shit that has happened to us before. Because we probably won't get through all of them, let's go back and forth on picking until we feel like we got enough. You ready for that?
Okay.
All right. Sure. So this was all inspired by a post that I saw on one of the blogs or whatever. And the post was, what is the brokest thing that you've ever done? And I was reading the fucking comments and the shit had me cracking up. One of the niggas was like, I ate sleep for dinner. One of the other niggas was like, I went to Chick-fil-A and got like a small soda just so I can get the coupon with the free sandwich on it and went back through the bitch.
Yeah. I'm cheap though. So like my shit be like half like, I mean, I ain't been broke since I was.
That's
like
what I'm
20,
saying. But at any point in time, what's the brokest? Like any point in time in your life.
I mean, shit, I used to break in motherfuckers' houses. I ain't had nowhere to stay, so I used to sleep in my car. You know what I mean? Like I was fucked up. Like I was homeless type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Were you like voluntarily homeless, or was it like you was homeless because you didn't want to listen to your parents' rules?
I didn't have anywhere to live.
Okay.
I didn't have anywhere to live. Okay. Yeah, my mom and dad kicked me out, and I didn't want to go back.
So it was you didn't want to listen to your parents' rules.
Nah, that shit was like, I was an adult. Like my mom, I didn't want to stay with my mom. Like I ain't been when the day I graduated, like I wasn't even staying at the house before that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I came home to like change and take showers and shit when I graduated, but I was out like immediately. Like my mom is fucking nuts, but like mad crazy. But anyway, that's another story. But like, nah, I've been out of the house since I was 18. Like from 18 to 20, I was fucked up. Like I used to like, I mean, but it's crazy because like I was always resilient. Like I used to fuck with this bitch and then had like, she stayed in the project. So I was like subleasing her project apartment and that shit got ran into. So I knew that shit was coming. So I took mad of my clothes, but I left mad of my shit there. Then I was like kind of bouncing from couch to couch and I stayed with some of my homeboys and shit. And then like, so I was fucked, and then I was staying in my car, you know what I'm saying? And then on April 1st, when I turned 20, like, or right before I turned 20, and on April 1st, April Fool's Day, I had to go to court. My shit got thrown out. But before that, I was sleeping in my crib, like I was sleeping in my car. And I remember one time from my homegirl Tammy, cause she held a nigga down, like, she used to let me come and stay over there. You know, like we used to fuck shit, but we weren't never together. Like we used to just. You made it seem like she was your whole girl. Y'all was fucking fuck buddies. She was like a shark and I was an amoeba. Like I was a remora or some shit. Like she was like it was a symbiotic relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like
you made it seem like, oh, the homie let me sleep on the couch. No, y'all was trading fucking vagina and dick.
Yeah, I mean, but it was all good. Like she wasn't tripping. Like she wasn't my girl. Like we was just like, she let me come stay. Like I get off work and shit. She let me come to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like I shoot her some bread and. You know, go like that. Like, but I was homeless, so that was pretty much that for me. I was pretty the brokest of all the brokes. I used to break in motherfuckers' crib and take showers.
Okay, that is broke. Look, now that I'm hearing this shit and saying out loud, like shit may not be as funny as it was when I was thinking about the shit in my head. But
Oh yeah, I mean it's pretty funny.
You like now when you in hindsight.
Yeah, I got mad showers.
So growing up, like I grew up in the hood, like finances ebbed and flowed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I grew up in DC in the hood. You know what I mean? 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? So like. We laugh about the shit now. Me and my siblings like laugh about the shit, but high key, my siblings be mad and embarrassed about the shit. But to me, it just show growth to me and it's funny to me. But like when we was growing up and shit, like we lived in apartments. Like we grew up in apartments and like the apartments had like radiators, like real live radiators in that bitch. A radiator, I don't know if y'all ever been in an apartment with a radiator, but that bitch can get hot. So if you raised a kid, like a little kid that touch everything in fucking apartments with radiators, you a real G if they didn't fucking burn they fucking self. So like we had like radiators and shit. So like our apartment didn't have, like our building didn't have washer dryer connections in there. So you had to go like to the, to the laundromat and shit. So like me and my brother was responsible for like going to the laundromat and shit. And we like kids, like the shit that we used to do. My nieces and my nephew's too small, but my nieces will never have to do no shit like we had to do, bro. Like we used to have to do some shit that now I look back on, I be like, damn, like we was only like X age and 10, 11. Like go and wash clothes for like the family and shit. But anyway, onto the shit where I feel like it's funny is because like we would have to wash clothes by hand. Like if it was something that you wanted to wear for school and that shit wasn't clean and it wasn't a week where you had to fucking go to the laundromat, like you had to wash that shit in hand in the tub or in the fucking sink. And then you had to sit that shit on the fucking radiator or hang that shit literally on a wire hanger over the fucking stove and let the fucking stove go. Like turn the eye on. Like we talking about gas, not electric. Yeah. And let like that shit. And so like on the radiator or the stove, if shit get too hot, that shit can sear. That shit can like burn. Like it's been times we done went to school with the fucking, you know, like if you put a hanger or something in it and like the front of your shirt poking out or some shit, you gotta get like the poke out. Yeah. Like that's what it was on the radiator. But you might have like, look like a motherfucking, Wendy's burger on that bitch. Like it got lines, grill marks on your fucking white tee. Yeah, like that's like, I don't know. It's like funny to me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that shit funny to me, but like, I was like, shit, thinking about that shit, maybe that shit isn't funny. Like, you resilient, you're a child, you live through it, you still a fresh nigga, you know, whatever.
That's all that shit is.
But that is like the brokest thing, like cooking your fucking socks is the brokest thing, like I've done. I really haven't, real talk, I really haven't had like no destitute times or anything, thank God, like in my adulthood. So I've never been in a situation where I've had to crowd surf or didn't have no place to stay or didn't know where my meal was coming from or no shit like that. And that's definitely, you know, a testament for real.
Yeah, I ain't been fucked up since I was 20, for sure. Like, I shook back. I was fucked up for 2 years, and since then, the sky has been nice and sunny.
Shout out to that. Shout out to growth. Shout out to learning earlier, learning whenever you learn, but you not living a life that, you know, wasn't optimal for you. So
I always want to get some money. Fuck that shit. Cause I mean, I ain't grow up fucked up. Like my mom and dad, like it won't never hard. Like we ain't had everything, but you know, like it was, I ain't never go without nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I know people that, you know, can't necessarily say that. So I'm just fortunate in that regard. But once I became like, shit, once my mama got sick, shit, it was all on me then.
What age was that?
You know what I'm saying? I was 17.
You had to man up and shit.
For sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. But look at you now. Family man. Fucking, got full-time job with benefits, fucking flip houses, do podcasts, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you do whatever you want.
Yeah, closing on the house in the morning on these hoes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm tired as hell. I need to hurry up.
What's the next category you want to do?
Well, did I select that one?
We kind of just went into it because that was the initial one, so.
Time you had the mud butt. Bubble guts.
Hey, all right. So I remember very specifically, I have this quarterly meeting that I facilitate, and it's all the executives in the meeting, and it's my fucking meeting, right? And at lunchtime and shit, like, y'all done heard me clown me because of my gluten. Y'all done heard me because of my gluten. But also, on top of gluten, like, dairy shit can hit me differently. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no standard on how dairy may hit me. So, like, I'm in the fucking meeting. Meeting's an hour and a half long meeting. Like, 45 minutes into the meeting, you know when your stomach feel a way where you know whatever is coming out is going to be liquid. Like that. Where you got the bubble fucking guts, right? So I'm like, yo, like, fuck. Like, so I'm trying to work my way through this meeting, you know, introduce speakers, like, do all this shit, bruh. My stomach was fucked up. And there became a lull in the meeting where it was like a silence for a second. And when I tell you, my stomach did an HBCU marching band in that bitch. Let me tell you how I played the shit off, though. I looked around with everybody else.
Like, who did that?
Like, it was wild. Like, it was wild loud. Like, it was wild loud. So I just looked around with everybody else. But when I tell you, like, I'm not a poop in public person. If there's anything in me that can hold it, I'm gonna hold it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna hold it. But when I tell you after that fucking meeting was over, I went in that work bathroom, the one on the floor. So my company is mostly male, right? And like on the second floor or something, it's like IT. And majority of them are male versus my floor where it's like HR and legal, like more females. So I go to the second floor because they don't have a lot of females, which means the women's bathroom is probably empty. Yep. So yeah, so that happened.
Niggas always going to another.
Yeah, you got to. A comedian was talking about she got doo-doo shoes. And she said she changed her shoes because niggas be looking at niggas' shoes under the fucking joint to see who is who.
See, now the shit is whack because you got the badge on your back on your fucking thing though. Like you gotta tuck your badge.
You got yours on your waistband? I wear my badge around my neck. My badge is around my neck, so I'm Gucci.
So yeah, my shit be on my waistband. I be goddamn. I miss shit.
I miss shit at work. I can't relate.
I was talking about that shit the other day. I was like, man, whenever I go back to work, like it's gonna be wild because I just be shitting at the crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll take a bath and shit if it gets too wild.
If it get too wild, and that nigga said if it get too wild. What time you had? What time you had the bubble guts at work? Or not at work, but the bubble guts, period.
Yeah, I just had the bubble guts. I remember one time I was at the L House and I had a chili dog. This was before, like, it was a chili hot dog. And this girl that I had been talking to, like, this was like our fuck night. This was when we were gonna fuck type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I go, like, I ride to the bar with my homeboy because I was like, all right, boom, bitch gonna pick me up. Like, I'm gonna go back to her crib, you know what I'm saying? I'm just ride with her. I ain't got the goddamn, you know, whatever. I just ride to the shit with bruh, and then she gonna, you know, like we had already, you know, logistically planned that shit out. Like she was gonna meet me at the bar, and then we was gonna, you know, kick it and shit, and then I was gonna go back to her crib. So we go, so we in the fucking shit. I ate the chili dog. Like I was probably there like 30, 40 minutes before she got there and shit. Ate shit, whatever. Shouldn't have ate the chili dog. So I'm there and shit. Like the bitch come up, you know what I'm saying? We kicking it, whatever. And like she got like her friends in there and I'm my people in there. So we ain't like on each other the whole time. Like we just, you know, like, you know how like you kind of, it's not like, not a sneaky link, but like you do your thing. I'll catch up with you in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I go in that motherfucker, man. And my stomach got to tripping. Like started to trip. And I'm like, I had the shit in the bathroom at fucking L House, which is the fucking worst. But then I'm like, shit. Like, she coming to me like after I finish shitting and shit, like, you trying to leave? I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, so do I go home and get my car and take a bath and go back over here?
Real rap, raw.
I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna just take a bath at this bitch crib. Like, just, you know.
You just gotta ease it into the whole mood.
Yeah,
let's take a shower together.
Like, fuck it, let's just take, let's just, I'm gonna take a bath, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it nice.
Make it nice.
But on the way home, I'm thinking like, yeah, I think I got all that shit out.
No way.
We on the way to the crib, like, and I remember she had a red Cavalier, like a little 2-door Cavalier. She was small as fuck. And like, she wasn't from here, so I was driving like the kids. Like, I was like, well, we got to go because my shit started tripping and shit. You know what I'm saying? In the air, I was like, fuck. So like, we driving and shit. She like, you got some rubbers? I was like, nah.
And I can't get none right now. I come back
out like, I got to go to the crib. I got to go to your house. Like this bitch stayed across town too. Like, fuck, man. So like. As soon as I get to the shit, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real shit, and then I'm gonna take a bath and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got some towels and shit. And the whole time, like, I need to shit. Like, I'm trying to make small talk and like,
fucking bowels is moving.
I cut that fucking shower on, nigga. I cut the shower on as soon as I got in there, motherfucker, and I went to work. That shit was low, motherfucker, man. That shit was so fucking trash. Like, and then like, it was whack. That shit was whack. I mean, I still in the shit, but like, it was just, I felt nasty. Like, even after taking a shower and shit, it was just like, man, you were nasty. Like, this bitch don't even know. Like, she probably had to know I should. I don't know, man. So that's a awkward fuck story and shit story.
But boom, ching. Hey, that's funny as hell. Steve Harvey told a very similar story when I went to go take my mom to see Family Feud when she came down here, when he was still recording that shit in Atlanta a couple years back. He told a story like that. Like, he went and fucking blew up the bitch bathroom, fucked up her little nice towels and shit. Hey, that shit was funny.
That shit was real. That shit was bad.
All right. I want to know. All right. We gonna end it with this one. I want to know what is the worst. I want you to describe the worst outfit that you witnessed yourself in that either you know of or you saw in a picture and you was like, what the fuck was I thinking? And where were you going or at?
I was in Louisiana. I remember because when I was down there a couple of years ago for Thanksgiving, like, my sister had some pictures when I first came there. When I was 23, I had these big ass fucking Mesquite short, like culottes. Like, they were like fucking, it was, man, that shit was so trash. Like, the fucking shorts were like, they was mad big. Like, they came way past, they was like to my calf. You know, I'm tall as fuck. So it's like that's mad fucking
nasty,
like, material. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty.
I'm like, and I used to love them fucking jeans. Like, they was nasty. Like, they was some Mesquite shit. And I had like this big ass fucking Mesquite shirt on and shit.
Mesquite.
Like, with the puff paint and all that stupid shit. And this shit was like, I was like, and I was skinny as fuck. I was like,
I remember Mesquite was lit
and,
though. Especially in Raleigh and Durham.
I had mad dope Mesquite shit because that shit was from like Philly or something.
I had Mesquite too. I had some Mesquite shit. Yeah. Damn, shout out to Mesquite. This is the first time I heard Mesquite since Mesquite.
Mesquite was fire.
Mesquite and Creative Rex went together.
Yeah. Yeah, and Artful Dodger.
Artful Dodger. Greedy Genius. Yeah. With the nines on it. That shit was expensive for back then. It was like $100 a tee.
And that shit was
I
trash.
had that shit. I had that. I had Greedy Genius. Damn. Shout out to Mesquite though.
So like, that shit was mad big and shit. But like, I had some hard ass shoes. I had some white ones on because I had a white Mesquite shirt on. But like, it was just wild big. It was like 6X and shit. That shit was trash.
Listen.
So, I mean, it's been mad at them. I used to wear mad big ass clothes. So all that shit used to be trash.
But like, were you lit at that time in which you had it on? Because I feel like we don't be.
Oh no, I always had that shit on. Like, whatever the shit was going on, I always
feel like we don't give ourselves enough credit for the time that we were in. We're just looking at shit in hindsight like, that was trash. Why was I thinking that was cool?
Niggas ain't know what the fuck I had on. Them niggas was like, yo, what the fuck you got? What the
fuck
had
your soldieries on.
Nah, I ain't really wear soldieries like at all. Like, my mom used to wear like Bobby Mad Reeds and shit, but I ain't never, like, once I got grown, I ain't had no Reeboks since I was like 5 or 6. I ain't even had no answers or options, but I had mad like.
Damn, you never had no options? Like, that's crazy.
I never had no options. There's mad shoes I ain't had, but no, I ain't never had no options. I liked them.
I think I only had one pair. I think it was the red and white pair. I think that was the only pair of options I had.
Ships of fire.
And the pair that had like the iridescent toe on it. It was like a bluish, purplish looking toe on the joints.
Yeah, those are the same ones. The red ones and the blue.
Yeah.
Sixers toes. Yeah.
I saw me, circa Party Like a Rock Star, Shop Boys, late 2000s. It was a nasty time. And this was where the transition was going from like boot cut to like a straight leg. We still wasn't in like,
like the
we wasn't even in like skinny jean era yet. It was like skinny jean era was like a year or so away, like a year or two away.
It was the hard denim, like
yes,
shit.
Exactly.
The hard.
And
denim.
I had on like a fucking yellow tee. You know, yellow my fucking color. I had like on a yellow tee with some fucking t-shirt that had like skull and crossbones on it. And like the boot cut style jeans, but then I had on like the Vans with the joint. That was like a yellow and black van. First of all, I still got black and yellow Vans, but it was how the whole shit came together on that. It was trash. Like that was before I went natural. So like my hair was wrapped. It was just like a mess. And I was just like, and that was my whole vibe at the time. We were going to fucking, what's the club in Raleigh? Off Capitol? No, off Newbern. It used to be like Black Ties. It was Black Tie era. Era. Nasty
time. Black Tie.
Nasty. Black Tie.
That shit was nasty too. Yeah. Though. I hated Black Ties.
Listen, Black Ties. Shout out to Black Ties. Black Ties had an era. For us.
Man, niggas got killed in that.
Facts, man.
Beat the fuck the hell. Yeah, Black Tie was some other. That was a Southside club, Southside of Raleigh. Like that shit was a wild
Star
night,
Bars,
wild times on Sunday nights.
Star Bar over that way. Is Star Bar still open? Yes or no? Have you heard anything?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's still open. I think. I rode by there the other day. I don't know. I ain't been in that shit for years. I don't know if it's still. I'm pretty sure it is though.
Well, if that shit's still open, that is a blessing because I thought that joint probably would have been closed by now. However, the food has always been good every time I went. Shout out to Star Bar. Shout out to Raleigh. I want to thank y'all for listening to us, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the show and check us out at www.theaintshitshow.com. Y'all know that's an X word that I would be in shit. We're on all your social media, all of your digital streaming platforms. Leave comments where you can, rate us where you can. And y'all know that I like to end this show with a quote. And today's quote is, there are people less qualified than you doing the things you want to do simply because they believed in themselves. Period. And until next 2 weeks, I want y'all to hit me, wish me a happy birthday, manifest your destiny, social distance still, COVID is not gone, and the marathon continues.